Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to rise, step into the portal.
Buckle up, I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4-5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Tasting color, seeing sound with a crystalline. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots at this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah.
Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to rise, step into the portal.
I gotta hold on to this feeling. I'll be seeing visions through the folds of the prism. Projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar is not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood. Show 'em what's really good, the feeling is understood. We know just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings moving, watch reality explode. We are not alone, if you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah.
Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to rise, step into the portal.
Turn it down a little bit. Let it just play a little bit in the background. Just let it do what it does. Have you downloaded that song yet? Do you have our theme music? Have you downloaded the Paranormal Hood theme song? Supremes of the Ohio Valley, SOTOV. Are you bumping that in your car? During your workout? When you're at the gym? Maybe you're riding your bike? Whatever you're doing. I don't know. You should be, though. That's for you, Lady Marin. That's right, folks. It's another Thursday night here in the Garden of Knowledge Studios. What's Hood Hoodies? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Paranormal Hood Live Radio. I'm your host, Jiggy.
I'm Smoke King. What's Hood?
We here with you. We live and direct every Thursday. It's green, too. So that means everything's green. You should be hearing us and seeing us well. Appreciate any feedback if you ever have any problems. But everything's been going good. Everything's been looking good, so I hope you enjoy. What's up, Kels? How you doing? Welcome. I hope Jace is listening. If Jace listening, what's up, Jace? Make sure you stay listening. You'll hear your shout out, of course, and hear your drop. But yes, it's Paranormal Hood Live. How's everybody doing? Everybody recovered from Thanksgiving? All your spares and extras, everything gone, right? It's all gone. Is anybody still eating some shit from, like, I don't know how long. I can't do with so much leftovers. Even Thanksgiving, like, there's only so much leftovers I can do. I'm not really a leftover person. There's very few things I actually like that are like leftovers. What's up, Jace? Yeah, I want to know, is anybody still eating your Thanksgiving leftovers? Please let me know. I mean, maybe you make a sandwich or something. I don't know. I mean, maybe you still, some people like full meals. Like, how long can you eat food for?
I wouldn't be eating anything left over from Thanksgiving.
Like, some people do some crazy shit. I'm really like, it depends on what it is. There's very few things that I actually now Well,
You're looking at like maybe 72 hours tops for most for almost anything that you're gonna cook.
See, that's even pushing it for me.
Even putting it, like I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like most people and stuff like that. Like, cook the amount of food that you're gonna eat at the time. That's when the food is the best and stuff. Anyway, you know, don't have all that extra stuff and everything, and that's where people are sick all the time.
Yeah, see, I'd rather just eat.
Like, I don't know why I feel like shit, but this fucking turkey still tastes so good.
It was.
You're eating turkey from 2 weeks ago, dude, and you wonder why you feel like shit.
It was only a week ago.
I mean, fucking.
It was only a week ago.
I know. I'm just saying, just in general, like people that fucking have this all this turkey, like they're talking about turkey like 3 weeks fucking later and shit. I'm like, you gotta feel like shit eating turkey on the day that fucking you eat it. It's a fucking dead animal.
Jason, your mom's turkey was dry, but you still ate it. Even the dark meat was dry. Hold up, 'cause I don't eat turkey anymore, Jace. I know you know I don't eat meat, but I want to know, is even the dark meat dry? Did you try the dark meat, or did she just make a turkey breast? Because maybe that's what it is. Maybe because it was, I don't know if she's cooking for a lot of people, but if you only cook it for, sometimes people will just cook a turkey breast, which is smaller, so the breast tends to be drier meat. When I did eat meat, Jace, I was a dark meat eater. Like I like the leg, like I was ripping that leg off and stuff and everything. But yeah, I don't eat meat anymore. But yeah, so maybe that's what it was. You may have possibly just had the breast, and that means you're probably just into dark meat, which is usually tender and has more, moist. It's moist and stuff, because yeah. Anyway, well, but hopefully you're not still eating it, Jace. The leg fell off. Oh man, now that's hilarious. So you should have recorded all that stuff, Jace. I'm just saying. Next time she makes a turkey, you should record it. But also, what you can do, Jace, is learn how to learn that stuff yourself too. I started learning how to cook at a young age, a very, very young age. I've been cooking for a long time, so learn how to do some of that stuff yourself, and then you can help and see. Then things will come out perfecto, perfecto. See, that's what you're doing, man. And you learn, Not everybody's a chef. You want us to be quiet? Sorry, we're calling live on the on air. That but that's okay. That's what we're here to help. See, we're here to assist you. There's plenty of YouTube videos and stuff too that are tutorials. That is the awesome thing about YouTube. I will say one thing about
Best
YouTube.
way not to mess up a turkey is don't cook one.
Well, if you're gonna make a turkey, there's YouTube tutorials. There's different ways to do it and stuff. That's all. Just practice makes perfect. I've been cooking for a long, long time. I enjoy cooking, so it's just one of those things that I'm extremely good at. No matter what I do, even my meals now are still awesome. They just don't have meat. Okay, all right. So let's get past Thanksgiving. That was that last week. This is this week. We won't keep getting on poor Kells and Jace, who had to eat the dry turkey because he didn't want to eat the leg because it fell off, and he was scared why it fell off. He was like, it was already dead. Why'd the leg fall off? I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, so why don't we just we'll jump into the show, okay? We'll skip all the small talk. I know you guys missed us, right? Everybody missed us. Wave your hand if you missed us. There's emojis too. You can wave like hand emojis and stuff, especially if you're watching from a phone. And before we get into the show, I also just want to point out again, for anybody who has not seen it, episode 1 of season 1 of Paranormal Hood is on VideoSpace. Doesn't cost you anything to join VideoSpace. Listen, I get it. Nobody wants to spend another cost to start streaming and doing whatever, but most people are cutting the cord and getting away from cable and stuff anyway, so it's just a small way. You can do it by show for a season, but you can have a free 15-day trial. So please go check out episode 1 and then give us some feedback. We appreciate the feedback we have gotten, what you think about it and stuff, and let us know. All right, and then look out for episode 2 and more. And who knows, maybe we'll even just film an episode based on feedback of our listeners, our hoodies, our fam, stuff that's in your area, whatever, especially if it's local, and maybe we can do something that is brought to us by the listeners. Okay? Okay. So, let me explain the show real quick. What we do here in Paranormal Hood is talking everything paranormal. But in order to do that, there's a lot of research and time spent here in the Garden of Knowledge Studios, watching the news, sometimes still reading an old-fashioned newspaper, on YouTube, watching videos, Facebook, wherever. We're looking for that weird, that strange, that odd, that different, that not necessarily mainstream news of paranormal nature. Now that news could be here on Earth. Yeah, I said Earth. Deal with it. I like to say Earth, okay? Maybe it's Middle Earth. Or maybe it's up to the moon where I say Michael Jackson resides. And he's about to perform tonight. He's about to do his nightly performance. Hee hee. Jimmo. Say hee hee, Jace. I know you're a Michael Jackson fan. Or maybe it's up to Mars, the supposed red planet. Or maybe it's somewhere beyond. Someplace we haven't seen, that we know nothing about, that we haven't found. But it's out there. And if it's making the news and it's of paranormal nature, we find it. And every week we bring it to you on this segment of the show we simply call Smoke King's Paranormal News. Smoke King! What goes on in the paranormal universe, omniverse, multiverse, Spider-Man versus Simmons, Superman versus Batman, Justice League versus the Avengers.
Let's see.
The Avengers versus the
X-Men. What do we want to
X-Men.
start with this week? How's everybody doing?
How y'all doing?
It's good, everybody. A lawsuit reveals the NSA covered up 29 extraterrestrial messages that were received from space.
Silence, Earthling!
How would you feel if extraterrestrial life from another galaxy attempted to make contact with us, but your very own government did everything in its power to keep it secret?
Bum, bum, bum.
Speculations about UFOs and alien life are nothing new, but in recent years, a wealth of information regarding this forbidden topic has seen the light of day thanks to various Freedom of Information Act requests. Whereas we, the everyday citizens, are expected to live our simple down-to-earth lives without wondering what's going on above us. It seems high levels of U.S. government have seen things that could fill an entire season of X-Files, but what we're about to hear isn't fiction.
They're here.
NSA Technical Journal. It's got little screenshots of all these documents. Anyway, so in 2004, it is alleged that a lawsuit forced the National Security Agency to release a document called Key to Extraterrestrial Messages. In it, the author, one H. Campaign, sets out to decipher the extraterrestrial messages, writing, Dr. Campaign presented a series of 29 messages from outer space. The following article develops a key to these messages. Recently, a series of radio messages was heard coming from outer space. The transmission was not continuous, but cut by pauses into pieces which could be taken as units, for they were repeated over and over again. We have penetrated the meaning of basic symbols and, even more important, have learned some of the syntax rules of the notation and have caught mistakes in the process. We have a few words for sophisticated concepts, and given more data with a little labor, we could establish its translation. Although nowhere in the document does it state what the translation said or what message is, if any, were able to be found of substance, it's nonetheless provoked speculation about what our government knows that we don't. Of course, every once in a while UFO encounters leak through the government veil of secrecy. Like the one viral incident that happened to be captured by a popular YouTuber back in 2015. But there are many other suspicious documents now publicly available that suggest the authorities are well aware of alien life. For example, here, page 21 and 22 is an FBI document in the form of a memorandum addressed to certain scientists of distinction, to aeronautical and military authorities, and to a number of public officials. The document is a letter that was sent to the director of the FBI in Washington from the San Francisco office on a matter pertaining to UFOs and extraterrestrials. The document states Lieutenant Colonel, name redacted, of G2, G2 means Army Intelligence, San Francisco advised today he has no further information, that our Seattle office is in possession of all information known by him and is handling the matter at Tacoma, Washington. The document goes on to provide a copy of a letter written by someone with several university degrees and former university department head. It contemplates an extraterrestrial presence visiting us. Untimely, it wouldn't be surprising if we've interacted with extraterrestrial life, given that scientists, with additional help from the renowned Carl Sagan, created something called the Arecibo message, which was transmitted into space in the form of radio waves and designed to contact with distant beings. This is what the Arecibo message looks like. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. And then we all know we got a response for that.
Mm-hmm. Aliens.
Yeah. Aliens.
They're here.
It's always aliens.
All right. Up next, ufologists say 8-foot humanoid aliens have visited the Earth. Allegedly. A strange image started circling around the internet showing what seems to be an extraterrestrial being in Asia, and while scientists were trying to determine whether it's real, the discovery of the 8-foot tall humanoid alien from Proxima B came as a shock to them all. Proxima B is probably one of the most remarkable findings in the universe. It's an Earth-sized exoplanet that orbits inside the habitable zone of our sun's nearest stellar neighbor, dwarf star Proxima Centauri. This exoplanet has become an even more important discovery since the release of a report that suggests there are 8-foot tall humanoid aliens from this planet that visit Earth in the distant past and still do it today. The European Southern Space Observatory has announced that the Earth-like Proxima B planet has the potential of sustaining life. This was enough for many ufologists to claim that there are aliens living around Proxima Centauri. Moreover, they believe their names is the Xenos aliens. Proxima Centauri is located around 4 light years from Earth. Furthermore, it's a part of the Alpha Centauri system, which consists of Alpha Centauri A, B, and Proxima Centauri. As reported by CNET ufologists, connect the image of an alien Asia with the aliens of Proxima Centauri. Namely, they believe the mysterious creature is proof that the 8-foot tall humanoid aliens from Proxima Centauri have visited and still visit our planet. So what do y'all think?
They're here.
So the aliens from Proxima, and then from Alpha, and then Beta, and Gamma, and Charlie, they all here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. And they're 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
And they play in the NBA? Shaq. Okay.
All right, let's see here. Massive crystal-shaped UFO spotted hovering over North Wales. John Warren claimed the bright light appearing to be a quarter of the size of the moon and remained motionless in the night sky. A security guard claims to have spotted a massive UFO hovering over North Wales. John Warren spotted a crystal-shaped object hovering over Carraways around 6 a.m. on Tuesday, November 27th, when he was at work. The ex-soldier and former light aircraft pilot from town shared pictures and video of the bright light that he says quickly disappeared when the sun came up after 7. Pretty good size. Nobody else is fucking talking about this? I don't know. Let's see what else John has to say about that. John, who has been flying light aircraft for more than a decade, said he was 1,000,000% certain it was not an aircraft. I've never seen it lit up all around. John said the object didn't budge or even alter position until the sky became light. He said it just disappeared when it started to go light. Whoever was out at the time would have definitely seen it. It was hard to miss. I got some pictures and film of it on my phone, but they don't do it justice at all. I've always been very open-minded to what kind of things may be out there, but I have no idea what this was. UFO investigator Russ Collette, who has spent decades looking into the Berwyn Mountains mystery, said he received a report of a similar object in the area on Sunday. I can't believe it. On Sunday, I got a call from a lady in Flintshire area who said she'd seen a diamond-shaped object flying over the area early in the morning. She said she was looking out of her window when she looked up and saw something glistening. She said it was very big and that it was towards the coast, looking towards Landanau way. She described it as very bright, glowing diamond with a tint of color to it. She was taken aback by it. She said she'd never seen anything like it before. Mr. Collette, who said there is an ongoing wave of reports from North Wales at the moment, added some belief the diamond-shaped UFO are two flying triangles linked together. We've heard of them before, but they are not as popular and aren't sighted as often as other objects, he said. Earlier this month, he claims a man from North Wales reported witnessing an unidentified object with bright lights flying very quickly over the Landanau area from the Irish Sea early in the morning. He says another man from Ireland also contacted him with an identical report following a similar experience on the same day. Huh. There's multiple reports from multiple people in the area.
Silence, Earthling!
Interesting. And yeah, the pictures don't really do it justice. It definitely isn't like a plane or anything. I don't know what the fuck that
It's an orb!
But, so, a lot of alien stuff out there right now.
They're here.
They're here.
Anything's possible. I got a story. I'll jump in here real quick.
Alright.
Too perfect to be nature. Strange earthquake waves rippled around the world. The world was struck with abnormal waves and nobody has an explanation. Scientific instruments picked up seismic waves more than 10,000 miles away, but strangely nobody could actually feel them. On November 11th at around 9:30 a.m. UTC, there was a very strange occurrence. An unexplainable rumble rolled across the globe. These seismic waves began roughly 15 miles off the shores of Mayotte, a French island which is situated between Africa and the northern tip of Madagascar. The seismic waves then rippled across Africa, alarming many sensors along the way in Zambia, Kenya, and Ethiopia. From there they crossed the oceans, reaching Chile, New Zealand, and Canada, almost 11,000 miles away from the original point. The strangest part is that the seismic waves didn't just pass by, they caused a disturbance for almost 20 minutes. Despite this, no humans felt their effect. One person did notice the strange phenomenon, an earthquake enthusiast who goes by the name Matarikapax, whatever the fuck his name is, saw the zigzags from the U.S. Geological Survey's real-time displays. He then posted the images to Twitter. This post then caused researchers across the globe to find out the source of these mysterious waves. Goran Ekstrom, he's got a couple of those little dots above his O, so Goran Ekstrom, I don't know, a seismologist at Columbia University stated, "I don't think I've seen anything like it. Many features of these seismic waves are just extremely strange. The fact they had a monotone, low-frequency ring and the fact that they spanned the whole world, researchers are trying to figure out what happened." Helen Robinson, a PhD candidate, is applied volcanology at the University of Glasgow, joked, "They're too nice, they're too perfect to be nature." What makes a low-frequency wave so weird? In a normal earthquake, they built up tensions in Earth's crust released with a jolt in mere seconds. This sends out a series of waves known as a wave train that radiates from the point of the rupture. The fastest type of signals are primary waves. These are compression waves that move in groups. After this comes the secondary waves. These have a side-to-side motion. Both of these wave types have a high frequency. After these two come the slowest of the three, long-period surface waves. These are similar to the strange waves that emanated from Mayotte. These are usually found when intense earthquakes occur. However, there were no big earthquakes to create these slow waves. To make things even more strange, the waves are what scientists refer to monochromatic. Most earthquakes send out waves with a slew of different frequencies. The Mayotte signal was a clean zigzag. So far, scientists have managed to find a possible cause of these waves. They seem to be related to seismic swarms that overcame Mayotte last May. Hundreds of quakes have rattled the small nation since then, the majority of which have been coming from around 31 miles offshore. Most of these were minor trembles, but the largest was recorded to be magnitude 5.8 on May 15, which is the largest in the recorded history for the island. The frequency, however, has declined in recent months, and there were no traditional quakes when the mystery waves came out on November 11. According to the French Geological Survey, it would seem that a new center of volcanic activity could be developing off the coast. Currently, there is a lack of data, so it's tough to find out more about the strange activity. BRGM plans to do ocean bottom surveys to try and get more detailed information about the region and the cause. In the meantime, scientists will continue to slog through the data that is currently available. Soon we will know whether the cause is ordinary or extraordinary. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Could be the aliens. Could be the mothership. The mothership's activating. It's powering up. About to come about that water. Crazy, too. We're all worried about Mars. What the fuck goes on here? But we know what goes on Mars, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Fuck Earth. They don't need a stinking planet.
Alright, ready for this one?
I'll try.
So, one of those tiny alien spaceships has flown into your house. Now what?
Silence, Earthling!
The best strategy is not to let them in, of course. But maybe you left your chimney flue open or didn't notice a hole in a window screen, and now it's a tiny alien spaceship flying around your living room or kitchen or swooping under your dining room table, and there's really no point in self-recrimination or speculation about which of your kids might have propped open the front door while they all loaded their cars up after Thanksgiving weekend, leaving you to rattle around alone in your empty nest alone. However, it happened. It's just you in the house with your two cats and something that looks like a miniature flying neon pink Roomba. The first thing you need to do is take 3 deep, calm breaths. Unless, of course, your cat is making the weird, thrilling noise they make when they see a bird. In which case, the first thing you need to do is get your cats the hell out of there before it tries to pounce and the aliens blast at one of their energy cannons.
Steven.
You're an idiot.
Once you've got your cat safely shut in another room, maybe your bedroom where your other cat is already cowering under the bed, and cleaned up any scratches you might have acquired in the process, you can go back to step 1. Take 3 deep breaths and remind yourself that the vast majority of people who have these encounters survive, usually with only minimal injuries. To try to stay out of the aliens' way, let them take whatever they want. No one knows for sure what motivates them, but the prevailing theory is that they're on some kind of recreational scavenger hunt, collecting a seemingly random assortment of items such as rubber bands, peanuts, crayons, lipstick, toenail clippings, blood samples, and tears.
Epic fail.
Don't fall into paranoid speculation about what the aliens are going to do with these items. They're alien, not witches.
Yeah, okay.
If you hear yowling or snarling coming from your bedroom and you begin to regret confining your agitated cat and your terrified cat in the same room, undoing all the progress they've made in the learning to get along together over the past 3 years, just ignore it. You need to focus on the aliens. Watch the ship and follow its lead. If it's repeatedly bumping against an interior door, cabinet, or drawer, it wants what's inside, and your best course of action is to open the door or cabinet or drawer or whatever before the alien gets impatient and reduces your collection of stemware to a puddle of molten glass, including those nice champagne flutes you're planning to use just as soon as you had something to celebrate. If you have a fire extinguisher, keep it to hand as you follow the alien around the house. If the ship is hovering near your eyes, remove your contact lenses immediately and place them on the nearest table or countertop. Seriously, you don't want the alien to extract them directly. If the ship is hovering near any part of your body, remain calm and let them harvest whatever biosample they need. Chances are it'll be something small. Apply direct pressure to the incision site. If the bleeding continues for more than 5 minutes, call 911 and an ambulance will be dispatched to your location. Be sure to mention that aliens are present and stay on the line until they leave. The aliens will incinerate anyone attempted to exit enter or exit, so it's important that paramedics wait outside until the aliens are gone. On a related note, keep all your exterior doors and windows closed and locked. If the ship wants to enter the room in which you've confined your cats, you really have no choice but to let it in. Your cats should be terrified enough by now that they'll stay out of the alien's way. As long as they do, they'll be fine. The alien seems to be completely uninterested in cats, which is one way we know they are real aliens. Eventually, the ship will hover near an exterior door or window. This means the aliens have collected anything they set out to collect, and all you need to do at this point is let them out. Congratulations, you survived your first alien encounter. Extinguish any smoldering fires. If you've called 911, let them know it's safe for the paramedics to come in. Give your cat some treats. Blot any blood-stained areas of the carpet with a clean, dry cloth, then apply some club soda and blot some more. Text those friends you've been meaning to get together with and pop over to the store and pick up a bottle of champagne and use those flutes that the UFO didn't destroy. Just remember to close the door behind you on your way out.
That's alpaca! You don't blotch that!
You are one pathetic loser.
Well, is somebody really...
You suck.
It's a guide of what to do with those little tiny... I guess it seems to be a problem some places. I'm not sure.
Okay, first of all...
tiny alien spaceships flying into people's houses and collecting
whoever
oranges.
wrote that article, you get it this week.
Laura Perlman would be her name, of Nature's International Journal of Science.
See, I'm going to tell you what I think happened in Laura Perlman's house. Is that her neighbor's kids got a fucking drone, and they're like, okay, you know what? We got to torment this old biddy because she believes in UFOs. So they flew this drone into a crib. First of all, what I don't understand is why do you have to assist it to getting out if it got in? Clearly, it got in because you left something open. If you came down the chimney, go back up the chimney. If you came to the front door, why I got to open up a different door? Go out the way you came in. Leave the same thing with a bat. Leave me alone. We already had the bat conversation a couple weeks ago. But I just think some kids probably, if this really was what happened to this woman to make her write this article, she got punked with a drone. I'm just saying. Tiny aliens now, that's going to fly around your crib. Why would they even care? They'd wait till you're not there. They'd probably sit out and, oh, no, you know what it was? She just watched Batteries Not Included. Remember that movie? You remember Batteries Not Included? Do you remember that movie? I don't know. You might be a little young. Did you ever see that movie? Okay. So that's what it is. Talking about. Yeah, that's what it. So that's what it is.
They need batteries. That's all.
Yeah, they need the batteries. That's it.
Some batteries.
Yeah, just keep extra spare batteries around your house, and aliens will come for their ships. And you know, it's like especially Christmas time. They know you're gonna have batteries because it's that time of year. Okay, got it.
All right. Alleged time traveler claims to know who will replace Trump as president.
Hell yeah!
The new president will be sworn into office at the age of 21.
At the age of 21.
I may feel like Donald Trump has been president forever, but his days are numbered according to someone claiming to be a time traveler from the year 2030. The Time Lord, who goes by the name of Noah, claims he traveled from not too distant future where time travel is accessible to many. He reports that the man of mystery explains that although Trump will win another term in the 2020 election, 10 years later a change is going to come. Okay. Noah explained, for the United States of America, the next president will be Donald J. Trump. This is not an opinion. This is a fact from the future that actually happens. I'm not here to persuade anyone to political opinions. According to Noah, the next U.S. president in the wake of Trump will be a 21-year-old woman. Her name will be Yolanda Renee King. If she sounds familiar to you, it's because she is the granddaughter of civil rights movement activist and Baptist minister Martin Luther King. Noah revealed also in 2030 there will be a new president, Yolanda Renee King. She's the first president to be in the new law where you're able to be very young. She's sworn into office, I think, at the age of 21. You think? Are you sure?
And why 10 years? That doesn't even sound right either. Don't presidents get, even if it was, why would it be 10 years later? What, somebody gets 2 terms and somebody gets a half a term? Like,
At the moment, Miss King is only 10 years old, but Noah believes her career in politics is set in stone. The time traveler points out that earlier this year, Miss King appeared in a gun control rally in Washington, D.C., which he believes clearly indicates her born aptitude for politics. Although the U.S. Constitution currently forbids any citizens under the age of 35 from standing as eligible presidential candidates, Noah stresses that the amendment in the next 20 years will allow Miss King to pick up the reins and become the first female president in 2028. Noah also explained that in the next 10 years, not only will time travel be accessible, but we would also make contact with alien species. He says, in the future, there will be aliens and time travel. It will be open to the public in 2028. You're going to be seeing new alien species in 2028. It will be a crazy thing. Just wait a couple of years and you will be seeing this amazing stuff. Sadly, Noah will also have to wait a couple of years too. He claims he cannot return to the future because the technology is not yet available. Many people remain skeptical of Noah's claims, with one critic snarling, "Why would they use some punk kid to time travel?"
Well, because the president is 21. I mean, she's like, let's get somebody young and somebody young back.
Go back and tell them that I'm going to be president.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So 10 years from now, but okay, so anybody, it's like everybody can just time travel. Like everyone's just traveling throughout time. That would seems like it would just wreak havoc.
How come nobody else is coming back and talking about this?
Yeah,
everybody can time travel. It's accessible to everybody.
True. I mean, there was that time traveler that said that like San Francisco was underwater. Remember, we had the pictures of San Francisco underwater or whatever. California was underwater or some shit. Sorry, anybody who lives in California. This is just what this phony ass time traveler was saying. So don't take it personal because I love California. But okay, is that all for his article?
That's all for that.
All right, you know what? We get to give 2 awards out tonight.
Now here comes the thing. Because physicists say time only exists in your head. So how you all time traveling?
In his head.
It's only in your head.
Yeah, in his head.
He went to 2030.
Right.
And then he came back.
Yeah.
He's trying to get back there again.
Yep, and Martin Luther King's granddaughter, or is it great-granddaughter, whatever the hell she is going to be 21, and she's going to be president. But we get Agent Orange again, just so y'all know. He said we get Agent Orange again, so just deal with it, okay? That's just fact. He said it's fact, too.
2020, he's going to get a second term.
Yeah.
It's fact.
Cool.
So I'm not here to argue that. So anyway, time. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
It's on my side. Yes, it is.
The nature of time. Out of all the pressures we face in our everyday lives, there's no denying that the nature of time has the most profound effects. As our days, weeks, months, and years go by, time moves from past to present to future, and never the other way around. But according to physicists, according to physicists, the physics that govern our universe, the same thing will occur regardless of what direction time is traveling in. And now physicists suggest that gravity isn't strong enough to force every object in the universe into a forward-moving direction anyway. So does time as we know it actually exist, or is it all in our heads? First off, let's run through a little refresher about the so-called arrow of time. Thanks to the forward-facing arrow of time, young becomes old, and the past becomes the present, which was once the future. You can't scramble your eggs, and you can't control Z a broken leg. Okay. But if we forget our own perspective for a second, zoom right out and look at the universe as a whole, as far as we can tell, the only thing that governs the behavior of the universe are the laws of physics. And the problem is that all but one of these laws are considered to be completely time reversible, meaning that the same effects will occur regardless of whether time is running forward or backwards. Whether through Newton's gravitation, Maxwell's electrodynamics, Einstein's special and general relativity, or quantum mechanics, all these equations that best describe our universe work perfectly if time flows forward or backwards, Lee Billings writes for Scientific America. One example of this time reversible quality in the universe is the path of the planet orbiting a star, according to the force of gravity. Whether time runs forward or backwards, planetary orbits follow the exact same path. The only difference is the direction of the orbit. So time is subjective. That might be what Einstein's special theory of relativity says. But there's a little something called the second law of thermodynamics. So, the disorder of time. According to the second law of thermodynamics, as time goes by, the amount of disorder or entropy in the universe will always increase. This goes back to those scrambled eggs. Once they've been disordered, you can't go back to lessen the amount of disorder applied to a particular system. Physicists have, for this reason, reluctantly settled on the second law as the source of time's arrow. Disorder always has to increase after something happens, which requires that time can only move in one direction, Cole explains. If it's all starting to sound a bit messy to you, that's because it is. Many physicists now suspect that when gravity forces enough tiny particles to interact with each other, the forward-facing arrow of time emerges and entropy can increase. The rules then change to favor a more directionless universe, only once these tiny particles start interacting with much larger things. But for that to work, entropy must have increased, which means the universe had to have started off more ordered than it is now, something that some physicists have tried to explain by suggesting there are parallel universes where time runs forward, backwards, sideways, you name it. In an effort to get to the bottom of one of the biggest conundrums in modern science, a pair of physicists decided to test the assumption that gravity is the force behind all this craziness. A new look. The point at which particles are thought to transition from being governed by the arrow of time to being governed by the directionless laws of the universe is known as coherence. As Nick Stockton explained for Wired, the most prominent hypothesis explaining decoherence is the Wheeler-DeWitt equation, which predicts when the seams between quantum and classical mechanics are erased thanks to gravity. But when physicists Dmitry Podlansky from Harvard University and Robert Lanza, head of the Astral Global Regenerative Medicine, ran measurements of gravity through the Wheeler-DeWitt equation, they found that once you do the math, the equation doesn't explain how time's forward moving direction actually emerges. In fact, according to their results, gravity's effects kick in far too slow to account for a universal arrow of time. As Stockton points out, if gravity is too weak to be the thing that's holding an interaction between molecules together as they decohere into something larger, it can't possibly be strong enough force in the same direction time-wise. So, in other words, time is basically in our heads. It's not real. It's always the same time. There's no.
He's on my side.
There's no.
Yes, it is.
There's no time.
Time is now. What time is it?
It's now.
It's now.
It's always now.
Good.
And that is the news for this week.
That's the news, folks.
That is the news.
Now we're gonna take a break, play some music, give you a chance to go roll something, smoke something, get something to drink, get a snack, hit the head, whatever you gotta do. Take a short break. It won't be real long. You got a couple songs, all right? Then we'll be back. We'll come back. It's open topic, mate. Got some stuff to talk about. Yeah, maybe you got some stuff to talk about. So it'll be us and you. And we can all talk. All right? We'll be back. Don't go too far. It's ParanormalHooD. Good night, Jace. After this, go to bed.
Hi, this is Jace, and you're listening to my favorite radio show, ParanormalHooD Live.
Our youngest listener.
Yeah. I am fucking supreme. Yeah. Yo, I am fucking supreme. I put wings on that serpent. I am so fucking firefly. Yeah, my mind is like fireside. I am at you like pie. I put that on my third eye. I am off inside dimensions, only seen with one eye. Dimensional trip to me, God. I am seeing the unseen, God. Pop a diamond, that psilocybin got me talking through them trees. God, I'm all inside of the Akashic. That silicone on my conscience. Now every time I trip the veil, my whole world go like timeless. I might fly by with no ride. That mind of mine get time bent. I'm from the land of them giants. This black ring on my iris. I told motherfucker we never gonna die. I'm over God on these tyrants.
over these gods with synagogues. I just turned my serpent on. That liquid flame get to your brain. Some get lit, some go insane. I've been lifted, mushrooms in my third eye, not blind. Trip to another high, slip through another timeline. Flip another 1-6, I am God through 5. Root to the crown, in and out when I want to. I will never die.
I am fucking supreme. This the return of that sovereign. Now watch me take off my skin so I can lift up the consciousness.
Yeah, they cut down our trees, so we passed through that portal. Yeah, they thought we were slaves, but we came back as immortal. Cause I am
fucking supreme. This the return of that sovereign. Now watch me take off my skin so I can lift up the consciousness.
Yeah, they cut down our trees, so we passed through that portal. Yeah, they thought we were slaves, but we came back as immortals.
Cause I am fucking supreme. Extreme dreaming, I'm scheming, hunting that ultimate meaning, bleeding that truth out my stomach. They tried to put up these walls. We're here to break that shit down. We're here to burn all this money. We're here to bring down that crown. Cause we are fucking supreme. We'll be that voice of the voices, expressing visions of peace. But first some things are in order. Stack up elites by the corpses. Of course I'm feeling remorse, but if that's what we gotta do to keep on moving this forward, for my soul's forever immortal, interdimensional portals. They tried to keep us entangled with paper gods that control us, then tie that paper to God, full eternal blessings and morals. And stay in class, work off your ass and keep on running in circles. Now say I'm free to be the face of the faces. Remove dead faces to which we are loyal. Scatter the jewels of the royals. Ain't no wishing, just revealing this vision of united fists in the sky from all of our children, knowing them free. Fucking supreme. This the return of that sovereign. Now watch me take off my skin so I can lift up the consciousness.
Yeah, they cut down our trees, so we passed through that portal. Yeah, they thought we were slaves, but we came back as immortal. Cause I am
fucking supreme. This the return of that sovereign. Now watch me take off my skin so I can lift up the consciousness.
Yeah, they cut down our trees, so we passed through that portal. Yeah, they thought we were slaves, but we came back as immortals.
Cause I am fucking supreme. I create what I dream. Quantum induce all the photons, so my light code is seen. Yeah, that's manifestation. Yeah, that's induced coherence. Plus the light interference produces life when you hear it. Yeah, that's word the result. I'm seeing dimensions and circles, moving the light through the portal. Who knew this life was immortal? Don't let them slave you with time. DNA full of divine. There's so much weight on your spine, cause of all those crowns on your mind. Why you wanna be a king when you incarnated God? Heavy is the head that wears that crown, cause I stand on top. Yeah, this freedom don't cost, just pay attention to thought. That's 21 grams of this love, I'ma whip it all in this sauce. Yeah, no death, no birth, so I guess I'm just a walking truth. A fucking star inside a jar, a god inside a boot. Got me breaking all these spells just to get us through, but I promise it's all worth it, we empower you. I am fucking supreme. This the return of that sovereign. Now watch me take off my skin so I can lift up the consciousness.
Yeah, they cut down our trees, so we passed through that portal. Yeah, they thought we were slaves, but we came back as immortal. Cause I am
fucking supreme. This the return of that sovereign. Now watch me take off my skin so I can lift up the consciousness.
Yeah, they cut down our trees, so we passed through that portal. Yeah, they thought we were slaves, but we came back as immortals. Cause I am fucking supreme.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunters, or are we the prey? There's no surrender, and there's no escape. Are we the hunters, or are we the prey?
No surrender, like I'm creeping on the come up. Light it up just like the 4th of summer. Doing magic like a sorcerer on them. Gust of wind, take away upon us. Time is precious, I ain't got a second. These ain't verses, these are constant records. 111 333 555. I get the message. They don't want no smoke, they don't want no static. Gotta want it more than they want you to have it. Walking through the madness, looking at the damage, so apocalyptic on this canvas. Prophesizing like a prophet is unreal, ain't no use in using logic. There's nothing they could do to stop it. I'm about to take off in this rocket.
Came down from the 9th dimension, no surrender till we cut the tension. Call me Cinder from Killer Instinct, but my body goes on fire when I rap in the instinct. Ain't nobody on this planet make a god surrender. Goes for any phony, any fake pretender. Transmute energy, I'm an aura bender. You gon' catch heat, I don't care who sent ya. Watch how I fuse every letter I use into a lyrical enlightenment. I pick and I choose, and every word I say I let it up right into the music. Get you faster than lightning, I'm the rapping Zeus. Am I really Ares, the god of war? I am every human that is being and more. Who ready to play? Who be in the shadows? I'm the infinite creator. You ain't ready to battle, no surrender.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunters or are we the prey? There's no surrender and there's no escape. Are we the hunters or are we the prey?
Get about the mind, Triclops telepathic eye. Fibonacci process, I'ma multiply by the amount behind. Rise unfold like a lotus flower. By design, Rome gets stopped by Selassie I when them shots are fired. Nitrous oxide, this rocket science spit. High five like a roster guy. Top 5 playlist, check Spotify. You doubt the job, you need not apply. Eye to eye, open wide. Fiber optic sight like binoculars, focus high. Disengage like a bodhisattva, that local consciousness, all goodbye. Even if one soul survivors on the road to righteousness, fine.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunters or are we the prey? There's no surrender and there's no escape. Are we the hunters or are we the prey?
Yeah, like 212, my eye popped. 10th gate, that purple rain. Purple cushion, my eye drops. That feminine all in my brain. I've been zoned in since eyes out. Now I'm mapping out Zion. Found the key to my Stargate. Now that brain connect on my neurons. Mind connect to any origin field and take shape the plane that I'm here on. Me no babble in Babylon. Don't get trapped in Massillon. They got stone witches, 5 stars doing mind control, throwing hexagons. Me no trap when the pen is on. I tesseract, break Solomon. I wrote this here for the talisman. My alchemy, break prisons down. That frequency is precision. Finally I made the incision. I'm ripping the essence up out of this prison to visit them higher dimensions. Yeah, I'm ripping the essence up out of this prison to visit them higher dimensions with my
Anunnaki brain, humanoid body incarnated through the spice. They came a being to bring the light in with my Anunnaki brain, humanoid body descendants from the heavens. How the hell they supposed to stop me with my Anunnaki brain, humanoid body incarnated through the spice. They came a being to bring the light in with my Anunnaki brain, humanoid body descendants from the heavens. How the hell they supposed to stop me? I am soul first, now I'm trapped in this pentagram. Fire all in my pyramid, my Merkaba is on expand. I'm gathering all of this energy, deciphering all of this imagery. Connect my heart with the eye of my mind. Now I travel my spine with lucidity, And you're slaves of dead white men, and they're slaves of an alien race. And they gave you a God, amen. And now you waiting on the Savior's grace. And when the truth unfolds, and the blindfold folds, and the veil falls over your face, I'll disappear, reappear, Satan higher than a trap house of motherfucking outer space. Fire in the water, blowing earth, no avatar. But watch how I make a Goku out of your Sephiroth. What you imagine can actually happen, like puffin' magic dragons in an Aspen on the slopes of Aspen, laughing with my Anunnaki brain, humanoid body incarnated through the spice. They came a being to bring the light in with my Anunnaki brain, humanoid body descendants from the heavens. How the hell they supposed to stop me with my Anunnaki brain, humanoid body incarnated through the spice. They came a being to bring the light in with my Anunnaki brain, humanoid body.
Spaced out with it, Anunnaki. Spaced out with it, Anunnaki. Spaced out with it, Anunnaki.
Welcome to my hood, where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood, where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the
buckle up, I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4-5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Tasting color, seeing sound with a crystallize. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots at this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah.
Welcome to my hood, where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood, where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to rise, step into the
I gotta hold on to this feeling. I'll be seeing visions through the folds of the prism, projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar is not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood, showing what's really good. The feeling is understood. We know just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings moving, watch reality explode. We are not alone. If you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah.
Welcome to my hood, where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood, where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to rise, step into the portal.
We're back. What's Hood Hoodies? Welcome back. It's Paranormal Live Radio. I'm Jiggy.
I'm Smoking.
And we are live and direct in the God of Knowledge Studios. I gotta do the blunt pass dance. You can't see? I gotta do the robot over here so you see the blunt. But yes, we're live. We're direct. We're back. Enjoy the music. Have you downloaded the theme song yet? You better have it. You should have it. Everyone should have it. You should be bumping that so you can hear us everywhere you go. You can also go on Video Space and watch episode 1. And of course, you're here on YouTube with us. So that's cool. Hi. If you're new, welcome. If you're old, welcome. If it's your first time, sit back. Look around a little bit. Enjoy yourself. Kick up your feet. You know, get comfortable. You can eat whatever you want, drink whatever you want. Enjoy yourself here, okay? That's all we do. We want you to be comfortable and enjoy the show. Be a part of the show. Be one of us. What? They can't eat cyber food? They can't drink cyber drinks?
You can see me do that.
I can see everything. I got good peripherals. See?
I guess so.
I'm trained. This is what I do. So you understand? See what I'm saying? Yeah, see? I'm looking directly at you, but I see everything that goes on. I got eyes in the back of my head. They can see what's going on behind me right now. They see the moon, everything. See? Don't fuck with Jiggy. Jiggy is on point with his skills. Y'all don't even be knowing what I'm trained at. Shit's G16 classified. You don't know what I know. Where I've been. What I've seen. What I've done. But I share most of it with you. Especially all the investigating and stuff. But yeah, okay, folks. Tonight's an open topic night. So we're going to talk about a few different topics. I like to pick stuff out of the news, especially now, because there's always some good news that kind of is relevant to a lot of the stuff that we talk about. one of the things that we've talked about over the years, especially Smoking and I, have had huge debates about the whole like 23andMe and fucking, what are the other ones? What are those shits that collect your DNA and send it out to figure out Ancestry.com and all these different things? And my personal opinion has always been one of these motherfuckers is shady as shit. And that their purpose isn't solely just to help you find your family tree and your lineage and trace it back and to know where you've come from, and that their agenda is 100% good. I've never thought that. I've said that since this shit kind of popped up. I've also said, in spite of what's been told back to me, and I've heard it and I don't give a fuck, I will never ever do that shit. There's just no reason for it. I don't feel a need to send my shit off to some lab somewhere to some motherfuckers. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with it. And they decide to send the shit back and tell me whatever the fuck they want to tell me. They could be like, yo, you know what? You're 100% Irish or some shit. I'm like, cool, okay, you know, whatever. Some bullshit or whatever. Or just make up some shit. I don't know. Because some people have gotten back some shit that has just blown their fucking minds. And most people... You know, the problem with oral history is that in most cases, a lot of it has been lost because we don't really pass down stuff like we used to, where, you know, the elders would sit you down and explain shit. And you got to understand, son, that back in the day, we walked everywhere. Like, everywhere we went, we had no cars, we had no bicycles, there wasn't no roller skates and none of that type of stuff. We had to walk everywhere. We walked to school 400 miles a day. You didn't know you could walk 400 miles in 4 hours, did you? Well, we had to do that to go to school. You know, there's all these, but most of the oral history about your family and stuff and where they came from is usually that, you know, pictures and different things. And if you think, especially nowadays, and we're all guilty of it, maybe there's some people who are old-fashioned. I'm not one of them because I've never been a big picture dude anyways. So I don't keep physical copies of pictures, and I don't think most people do. Anybody here? When's the last time you went to CVS and downloaded like a thumb drive or some shit that has some pictures printed out? Do you still do it?
I do it once in a while for AJ's book, but not even close to like what I used to.
I can't remember the last time that I've done that shit. So that's another part of it, because one of the things that people, you know, especially me growing up, is when you went to visit family, or even when you went to other people's houses, there was always pictures everywhere. And the pictures told a story, and you would ask, like, you know, well, who's that? Or they would tell you, like, you know, this is my grandfather, this is your great-great-grandfather, this was so-and-so, this was so-and-so, this is their wife, blah, 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 where they came from. So you got a good oral history of knowing, like, usually where your family came from, who you were, as far as certain generations, because then, you know, you get into slavery and all that type of shit, depending on what your lineage is. You know, African-American is definitely in my lineage, so it's one of those things where you get into those talks, and it's like, where they come from, blah, 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 all that type of stuff. But you usually could get a pretty good oral history through pictures and still what people told. And nowadays, that art is pretty much lost, because, you know, most people aren't taking current photos of old photos to be like, oh, look, like, you know, here's your great-great-grandfather, like, on the phone and shit, you know what I'm saying, in his outfit when he was in World War so-and-so, or when they came through Ellis Island or whatever. Like, most people don't have that type of stuff in their phone, but there are still some people who have pictures and stuff. But I just, when it comes to me reaching out to some company and sending them my spit and a thing, and they take that shit, you know, what else could they do with it? And, you know, there's an article that I read, which I'll read the article, which doesn't really, it kind of points in one direction, but I've just wondered over the years, like, what the fuck could they do with your shit? I mean, technically they've got your DNA now. Couldn't they plant that shit at a crime scene? Couldn't they do some other shit with it? Like, if they really wanted to? I mean, you know, motherfuckers like, I wasn't nowhere near that place, so we got your DNA. Just saying.
See, my whole thing is yeah, who cares, whatever, I don't care about the DNA thing. Is people go to the doctors all the time. People have their blood taken all the time. It's just as shady as another company out there. The same thing can happen and everything, but people gladly volunteer to go and give a doctor or a fucking a phlebotomist blood and everything, and don't think twice about it. And those people are just as shady and always looking for other ways to get money and do other things and stuff like that. They could do the stuff just as easily. And as people like, oh, I'll never do that ancestry DNA thing, but you just went to the doctor the other day, didn't you? And you gave some blood. Or you go to, like, donate blood for, you know, the Red Cross and stuff like that. They gladly go and give their blood to those people. But they don't think that, but then they think twice about ancestry DNA. That's my only thing is, think, if you're going to think that way about things, think about that about everything when you're giving blood, because the same thing could happen if you go to Red Cross, you go to a doctor, you go whatever the situation may be. Anytime you're giving your blood, it could be used, once it's out of your hands, it could be used in any way, and you don't know.
But specifically when it comes to like your DNA and stuff, though, like what they could do as far as coming back and telling you your lineage and just making something what it's not, they can change your history.
DNA and all that did is you've been able to do that for a long time. They just made it easier for everybody to do. People have been able to do that since they've been able to figure out DNA. It was just really expensive. It was a longer process and everything. All these companies did was just make it an easier, simpler process for everybody to do. Everybody's DNA and all that is all on file the moment you are born, especially if you're born in a hospital. If you're born at home birth, none of your blood was taken or anything like that, given to anybody, then you're not on file. But if you were born in a hospital, they take your blood immediately as soon as you are born. Immediately. Your blood is on file. Everything that they want to know, anybody wants to know about you, is already on a file somewhere. Already. So there's no, it doesn't matter if you go and give somebody blood to anybody's going to use it for anything notorious. They've had your blood for a long time. Anytime you go to a doctor, your blood and all that information is stored on file. So
I still trust my doctor, who I see and talk to and have a personal relationship with, better than I do, you know, Ancestry.com or 23.
But your doctor is not the one that's doing your blood and everything.
But I'm also not asking him my lineage. I'm not asking him questions about who I am, where I came from, where my family.
It's in general anything with blood. You can say anything like about it. Doctors could be like, okay, well, it's cool. I could just be like, yeah, we could just be like, yeah, we did your blood test, and yeah, it says this, so now you got to have some of these pills, and because they're working with a pharmaceutical company and shit like that. Happens all the time. Doctors are just fucking taking money from fucking things and pushing drugs all the time. We see that happening all the time and stuff. It's just the same exact thing. That's my only thing, is if you're going to be wary of one, you should be wary of all things like that.
Now, of course, I definitely am now, more than before. But
you know, just because you know your doctor's not the one who takes your blood. Your doctor takes the blood and he sends it to a lab.
No, but the phlebotomist, the girl who takes the blood, I know her too. She's actually pretty cool.
And it usually goes to a lab and everything like that. She's just taking the blood and then it goes to a lab and everything, and people in the lab and whoever knows there and everything, and where the computer information goes and all that stuff. I'm just saying, is in general, you got to be wary about one thing, be wary about them all. Because they all could do the same thing. Yeah, these Ancestry.com things could be like, but again, why would they, you know what I mean? Because, again, you can go and you can get these from, if you don't believe what Ancestry.com says, you can go and get something from something else. And if it says the same exact thing, then you'd be like, well, it's two different companies. Are you guys working together? Or, you know what I mean? There's ways to figure out, if you don't believe what Ancestry.com is saying about your lineage, I don't see why they would be in the market anyway, and what it would actually do to change certain things. And you know what I mean? Like, for the most part, they're pretty good, and people aren't really questioning, coming, but they're like, wait a minute. Doesn't happen too often where they're like, I didn't know that I was Irish. You know what I mean? Or wait a minute, I didn't know I was Asian, or something like that. It's, you know, it's usually pretty accurate down the line.
The best are the racists who find out they're like the race that they hate. That shit is hilarious. Yeah. Oh, I love that one.
There's everything is so mixed nowadays and stuff. There's not very many pure races, except for the people on the island over there that we were talking about. Maybe some Aborigines, some of these, you know, very indigenous tribes that are wandering around that we haven't gotten their DNA yet and don't know exactly what, you know what I mean? But for the most part, everybody out there is pretty mixed, pretty whatever, and they're able to trace things back and stuff like that. And they're not going online and saying everybody's white, because that's usually what everybody says, because the people in power are all white and everything like that, and they're all, you know, the Illuminati and stuff, and they all want it to be white. They're not whitewashing everybody, so, you know what I mean? I don't see him doing anything. I mean, they probably are doing nefarious things like what he's going to talk about in the article here and stuff, and whatever like that. They could use your information and stuff and give it to other people and things like that. But for the most part, they're pretty straightforward with saying, yeah, this is what you are, you know, this your history shows pretty much this. And most people were like, oh yeah, I knew I was a little Native American, and I was German, and I was this and this and whatever. Oh wow, where'd this Finland come in from? Cool, I'll have to look into that, you know what I mean? What does it mean? But for the most part, there's not a whole bunch of black people going, wait a minute, I'm Caucasian? I come from Europe? I'm not really black.
Oh wait, that's not true. There's definitely some who like, where's that European come from? Oh, we know where that shit came from. First of all, no question.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that they're not saying like Africa doesn't exist. You're all fucking pure white and everything. For the most part, if you look at it, we're all from Africa. We're all black. We're all that at one point anyway. When you trace everything back, like you go real deep and everything into it. So Yeah, they do some shady shit and everything like that because anybody you give your information or anything to, once they have you give them here you go. They're like,
give
oh,
me
cool.
email.
What am I going to do now? I got some money from them and I'm not getting anything else from them. What can we do with this? Just like everything, you give your email away from them and they cookies and track you. Everything's tracking you. Everything's doing all that. So unless you want to go sit in a cabin in the fucking woods all by yourself with no electricity, no Wi-Fi, no nothing, and that shit's going to be happening and it's going to be tracking you all the time, and to just know that it's being done, and it's like me. I don't really give a fuck. What are you going to fucking really do?
That's like, yeah, we ain't doing nothing. We're the good guys. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to read this article real quick. Okay. DNA testing company 23andMe has signed a $300 million deal with a drug giant. Here's how to delete your data if that freaks you out. In case you weren't aware, companies like Ancestry and 23andMe are legally allowed and often do sell your data to drug makers. However, this summer, one of those partnerships became much more explicit. In July, big pharma giant GlaxoSmithKline acquired a $300 million stake in 23andMe. If that wake-up call has you rethinking about giving these companies access to your genetic material, you still have options. Although it might be a long process, and let's be clear, while there are supposed to be protections in place to make sure that your info isn't stolen, leaks can happen, and privacy advocates note that such incidents can allow your data to find its way elsewhere, perhaps without your knowledge. When you register your spit sample online with 23andMe, you are asked if you'd like your saliva to be stored or discarded. Something they don't ask about is your raw genetic data. And based on the wording of the biobanking consent document, it's not totally clear what happens to the raw data, or the raw DNA, However, you can submit a request that the company discard your spit or close your account. Go to the customer care page, navigate to accounts and registration, scroll to the bottom of the bulleted list of options under account creation and access, and select the last one. Requesting account closure. To delete your DNA test results with Ancestry, use the navigate. Man, fuck all that. Y'all need to want to figure out, if you did all this shit, y'all can go figure that shit. I'm not going to sit here and read all the fucking requests. Okay. Helix and... Yeah, and this is asking about these companies. But it just kind of went towards what we were talking about, like just what these folks can sell your stuff off to other people. And now you may have signed a consent form too with 23andMe, but now they sold it to somebody, and what are they even signing a consent form with GlaxoSmithKline?
Same thing with everybody you sign up and then all the information. It's the same thing. Everybody, it's done all the time. All your information is sold. Everything you do, your phone, as soon as you sign a contract with your phone is fucking tracking you and giving your information away to other people.
There's your RFID chip. It's gonna be in your body. You gotta take it where you go.
23andMe, okay, cool. You know what I mean? As soon as you, again, like I said, as soon as you're born, without even them asking you or anything like that, they stick a thing in you and they take your DNA and take a blood sample from you.
But they've lost that.
They don't. Yeah, they lost it. They lost that.
I was back in the 70s. They don't still got it. The Illuminati got it somewhere. They're looking for alien bloodlines.
It's all on file. Before. Everything. They're all going back on file.
They found some new genetic fucking marker, alien marker, in certain people that they're looking for. It's nefarious. I don't care what nobody says. Don't trust them.
No, but then, I mean, look at that. What's the real percentage of people who actually go on 23andMe and fucking that shit and do it? Not a lot. It ain't a big, huge thing, and that's why 23andMe and them, they need to get fucking investors from other companies and shit that they can sell the data to and shit, because they're not making money other ways. So they're like, what the fuck can we do with what we have so that we can make money? It's the same thing with everything.
Now, ask this question. Is anybody who's watching and listening, have any of you all done the test, gotten the results back? Was anything, something you weren't expecting? They tell you like alien and shit? Because I love their RH negatives.
See, I wouldn't do any of that anyway because I'm a human being.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all I need. I'm a human being. What more do you want?
Yeah, I'm a human being with a 10. That's all. God just left
human.
A little
what
bit
more
longer.
can you tell me? I'm a human. I came from a long line of humans.
Who were humans before them?
Who were humans before them? Who came from other places around this world full of humans?
But everybody wants to know where they came from, who their ancestors were, what they did. You know, I mean, some of it's cool too. But again, I can find out that information. I don't need none of them to really tell me that. I don't need to send my spit nowhere. I'm spitting a cup and saying, "Here you go. Here's a spit. Enjoy it." It's nasty. And someone just takes spit and then looks at it and then figures out who you were, where you came from. I'm good. Just saying, not my cup of tea at all. Okay. All right. But if anybody's done it, I would like to hear. I'm not really knocking anybody. It's just not my cup of tea. Like you said, it's not really a big fucking deal, anyways, right? But did you do it?
You're human.
Yeah. Are you sure?
There's other tests you could do besides if you're trying to figure out if you're not human.
I don't even know if I want to claim human.
You know what I mean?
I'm a galactic warrior. I'm a galactic light.
Who's human?
No, that's just a temporary suit, whatever. They just call us humans. I'm just part of the universe, man. I'm just with the universe, okay? Me and the universe. Now, we had this debate not too long ago, so this is actually an interesting story. Were U.S. moon landings real? Well, verify soon, says Russia Space Agency chief. Well, verify soon, says Russia Space Agency chief. The head of Russia's Roscosmos Space Agency has said the proposed Russian mission to the moon will be tasked with verifying that the American moon landings were real. We have set the objective to fly and verify whether they've been there or not, said Dmitry Rogozin in video posted Saturday on Twitter. Rogozin was responding to a question about whether or not NASA actually landed on the moon nearly 50 years ago. He appeared to be joking as he smirked and shrugged while answering. But conspiracies surrounding NASA's moon missions are common in Russia. Okay, I can't read that because that's in Russian, but okay. The Soviet Union abandoned its lunar program in the mid-1970s after 4 experimental moon rockets exploded. In 2015, a former spokesman for the Russian Investigative Committee called for an investigation into NASA's moon landings. Unfortunately, the conspiracy folk ran... Wait, no. Where did it go? Did it really just do that and then cuts off right there? Yeah, sorry. They do that shit sometime. So, now Russia... That's pretty cool. Because, sorry, I know if Adriana's still in here, we've had this debate about the whole moon landing and stuff. So is Russia even really going to go to the moon too? Are they really going to the moon? Are they just bullshitting? Everybody talk about going someplace, but really nothing. But we've got a whole bunch of robots everywhere. That's pretty cool. We've got robots in space. Like, literally, we have robots and rovers in space doing their thing. But still, no humans are really out there.
People up in space right now?
I'm just saying, there ain't no planets. Except Earth. That's it. Ain't nobody on Mars. Michael Jackson on the moon. I mean, the people on the moon that are hidden. But supposedly there's nobody on the moon. And supposedly now Russia's going to go up there to try to verify our moon landings. Can't you verify it with telescopes? Can't you see the tracks
really
on the moon?
Powerful telescopes and stuff, but they left stuff there, yeah, that you can see.
Yeah, didn't you say isn't there like a refracting dish or something?
Yeah, they left a little, like, it's a thing that reflects. There's nothing else on the moon like it that you can find. You can send and you can hit a laser off of it and bounce it back.
How powerful does this laser have to be?
Way more powerful than the laser you have in your pocket, probably.
So I need to go.
It has to be powerful enough to go to the moon, which is, I forget how many thousands of miles it is away, but yeah, you go, what's yours, 2-3 miles?
Yeah, no, it's like 10 miles, but you can get much more powerful ones than that. I just wonder what kind you have to be there to do it to actually be able to see it.
Yeah, you're gonna need one with a battery pack and shit like that. That's special,
Because has anybody done it?
You can go to like yeah, people do it all the time. You can do it. People do it. All those little science geeks that go to like MIT and stuff like that and everything. You can go and do it.
They point the laser.
I think sometimes when the telescope at the museum, I think they do something like that where they look at the moon and stuff and they show stuff that's on the moon and everything, and they do something with that where they show where they landed or whatever. I forget. They do all kinds of stuff over at the Science Museum every Friday night, and it's free. All summer, spring, summer, and fall, and then, because wintertime it's cold.
It's free on Fridays? And you go see the moon?
Well, the museum, it's not, the museum's not free,
Yeah.
it's the observatory on the roof. There's a telescope and stuff on the roof up there.
Do they got a laser?
Yeah, it's got lasers, it's got just 2 different telescopes and stuff. They put different things on it. It's like this, the big dome thing and stuff,
Yeah.
but they have different telescope lenses and stuff that they can put on it and everything, and they do different things there.
Yeah,
Every Friday they look at something different, and whatever's going on in the night sky that week or that time, they'll focus on that or whatever. And they do things with the moon and stuff, like I said, where they show where the moon landing was and stuff like that, and do things or whatever to show them, you know, people that that's it. It's right there. You can see it.
Okay.
But we could get a laser. I just don't know how much the lasers cost and everything. We can do it.
Yeah, just have to find out how long it. Well, how many miles is the moon away from us? What would it need to be able to reach it?
You gotta know the coordinates on the moon, where to point it, and then point a laser at it, and watch it come back.
Yeah, I want to see that shit for myself. That would help. But that just means that when we were up there doing the other stuff.
And it's not laser, like, I mean, you can see the laser going, but of course you can't see it all the way to the moon. And it's coming back, and it's because it's a laser hooked to a computer, and the computer tells you that it's getting the signal back from the laser. It's bouncing back off something. If you point that laser off to something like when it's not batting anything back, it's going to say there's nothing coming, it's just going.
But what if you had a dish here?
Yeah, you have something there, it's like so far away, the same reflective of what you're doing.
Because now I got to believe a damn computer is telling me it's coming back. I can't see it no
Yeah,
how.
it's just it. The computer, if you point this laser at stuff like this, the same material, whatever, wherever it is, it's going to tell you the distance of far away it is and stuff to know that it's there or whatever. This is a man-made thing that they put there that so that they know that people can do this test themselves. And you can get the same type of stuff, and you use people do it with lasers all the time. They use lasers to, you know, for engineering and stuff like that. Surveyors, they go out there and they point lasers and stuff, and they survey the land of things, and you know. Lasers and computers do the most of the work nowadays compared to the guy drawing and writing down a whole bunch of numbers like back in the day and everything like that. It all goes in a computer, but it's the same thing. It's just all been put into a computer. But that it has to be even more powerful laser because it now has to go do that, and then you have to be able to see it come down and hit another target over there.
Well, then we need a powerful laser.
You just need to learn more about lasers and all that stuff, so
That's
you know.
Smart people. I still don't trust.
That's what people say because they just don't understand it. So like, I don't trust it because they don't understand it. That's people's first thing.
Not understanding it and not having faith in a computer where I can see something with my eye is two different things. It's not about not understanding it. I want to be able to physically see something. Is what I'm saying.
But some things you can't physically see, but it's still verifiable, and it's still a fact that it's happening and everything like that. You know what I mean? Like I said. If you took the laser and stuff out of it and stuff, there's the same exact principle as what they do for how they survey land and everything like that. It's the same exact thing, except these distances are so great you can't see that.
I'm not saying that the distances and stuff aren't there. What I'm saying is I want to know the laser's definitely coming back.
But again, it's something that you
can't. If I put a dish here and a dish here,
see,
and I'm going to say that it goes this way but hits back the other way, then I would know like you could do that. You could do that with lasers, but I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, I don't trust the computer. That's all. I'd like to see this shit hit a dish coming back here.
And again, I don't trust the computer, but I use them.
Or to be able to like just look through the telescope and see somehow. I guess you can't focus that far onto the moon to actually see where the dish is, because you would see something with light, maybe it lit up the actual dish. You're like, okay, the laser from here is actually hitting that dish. I can see that shit physically. Okay, cool. See what I'm saying? That's all. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if they really put a thing up there. That's all. I'm not saying they
build a laser strong enough that can do that, and then there you go. You can do that.
I have to get with Hakeem and some of these other smart people I know and build a laser that we can make like in what is it? Was it Weird? Not Weird Science.
Yeah.
Real Genius, and make it just kind of bounce off a whole bunch of different little refractors and stuff. Make it look cool.
Yeah, they have lasers that you could do that and stuff, but I mean, to get that, you got to think of the distance and how much power and everything.
I understand what you're saying.
Well, we're gonna
have to build a powerful laser.
So the experiment to make it easier and more so that people could just basically do this in their backyard with a laser and hook it up to any computer. Basically, you can hook it up. It could be any computer you trust. Your iPad, you can hook it up to any computer. Just it's something that's receiving the signal, because you can't hook the laser to your head and receive the signal back and everything and know that you're hitting this.
And you wouldn't want it to come right into your eye either, right?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to look at lasers and shit like that. You know, you don't have a fucking little port in your brain. You can't be like, boop, is my laser hitting the target?
Hold on, let me move right here. Oh shit.
That's why we have computers that do these things.
No, I want to use a dish, that's all. I don't want to use a computer. I want to use a dish. That's all I'm saying. It would be cool to be able to see it even when it hits the moon. If we had somehow to look at the dish and see it lit up from a laser coming from Earth, that would be cool as fuck.
See, I don't think it's that type of like again, it's not that type of a thing that it's. I don't know if it's gonna be enough that it's gonna reflect. It's not like a mirror that the laser's gonna come up and go back. That it's a thing. I'll go and I'll look up and I'll get all the technical terms of as to what they're called and stuff, but it's what they'd use so that the laser can see it. It's, you know, when you're thinking it's bouncing off and it's coming back so you can see it and everything, it's not like that. It's just that's the general terminology.
I know.
I
wish you could see it. Like have
you can again. I'm saying sure somebody's built a big enough, powerful enough lasers and stuff, and they sat around and doing it. But the way that they set it up so that people all around the world could verify this stuff pretty easily, and you know, for the most part, and be able to do this is that's how they set it up, because not everybody can.
Especially we have smarter computers now. Much smarter computers.
Exactly, because you've been able to do that since when they had not smart computers and stuff like that. You've been able to do that for a long time. The old fucking little Apple fucking computer and shit like that. It doesn't even have to be hooked up to the internet or anything like that. You know what I mean? It just has to be something that can transmit this, knows the signals there and everything, and it reads the information that we can't. Because we can't plug a laser into our head.
Unless you're Superman, you can use laser eyes.
That's why we use computers to do all that. You know, it's an extra tool that we use and stuff like that to do those things.
I don't use a computer to do those things, but okay.
But you use computers to do things. I mean, we use computers as things that we are not able to physically, you know, actually to do ourselves to do it. You know what I mean? That are able to do it. You know.
And we also use it for stuff that we physically can do ourselves, but still choose to use our computers.
Yeah.
To do.
Well, that's a whole nother story and stuff. But in the case of where the moon is here, there, and everything, lasers and stuff, and you know, most part, you're lucky. You can't even see a laser. They put a little filter there, so your laser is whatever you can see it. You don't see lasers. Lasers aren't red and blue and green and stuff unless they put a little filter there. So that's only there so the human eye can see.
Hey, in Star Wars, the lasers have colors.
Lasers, you know, don't have color.
The laser has colors. Okay.
So
you can tell by who's shooting what by the colors. That's how you know who's shooting at you, because the bad guys shoot a different color. So lasers have colors in that.
Well, yeah, that's why they add color to movies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So you can see that they're actually shooting stuff, and you know who's shooting at who.
Because I guess invisible lasers wouldn't be cool. Because you would just see people pulling.
Yeah, you wouldn't see. Nobody would be like, "What's going on?" It just where are they shooting?
We got invisible laser guns. That's what they need.
And those weren't in Star Wars. They're not laser guns. They're plasma blasters.
Oh yeah, sorry. Who actually uses laser guns? And
I don't know if you can't really make.
Is the Death Stars? Is that considered a laser?
It's a laser. It's supposed to be a laser beam, but that's a whole nother thing that couldn't never work the way that it does, because it takes these laser beams and they would all just cross out against each other. There's nothing in the middle there for them to hit and then make one big beam and focus.
What it does is when the three beams come together, it's like everything's three. You know, you get the trifecta, and the trifecta.
No, all three would. I don't have another third one. They would just all cross and just keep pointing away like that. They wouldn't come and touch to a point and go like that. You know, that's why like lightsabers aren't technically. They would have to be like some type of a plasma type of sword, not a laser sword, because
it's magic.
Lasers is pretty much you know what I mean. It just keeps going.
Why are you trying to explain their lasers?
You know,
that's technology we don't have. We don't understand it. Their lasers, none of it. It wasn't meant for us. See, that's science fiction shit. It's not explainable. Then they got the Death Star killer one, or the like planet killer one that goes in like different directions and then kills planets and shit.
Oh yeah, it shoots out one thing and it just goes in and it knows just this laser beam just breaks off and stuff. Yeah.
And it can target those particular planets too.
Yeah,
multiple planets. Yeah,
completely defies the laws of physics and quantum mechanics and everything else. And
it's the Force. Those are Force cannons. Those are Force laser cannons. See, Force laser cannons do something different. Darth Vader himself probably developed those lasers. That's what it is. But notice that the rebels could never ever come up with a big ass weapon and shit like that themselves. Just figure out how to make a laser.
Well, they didn't have the manpower and everything and the resources and stuff. Is the dark side. They got all the money, the resource, the back end and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just,
they captured all them old fucking Death Stars and destroyed. You couldn't like refurbish some of that shit.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Saying nobody knew that there was fucking somebody up there for all this time building the fucking Death Star. Nobody knew. It was out of nowhere. Everybody's like, "Whoa, where did this giant fucking thing come from? How come nobody knew anybody was building this?" The manpower alone that it would take in the galaxy to build something that fucking big, the resources and stuff. Where is all this stuff going?
Dude, that's why I always wondered about like the Batcave. Who built the Batcave?
Who built it? Alfred?
Him and Alfred put all that
Alfred down there and stuff, you know, in between everything else that Bruce Wayne is supposedly doing all the time during the day when he's not fighting crime and stuff like that, you know. He's building the Batcave and all this stuff and everything, you know. That's kind of why, like, in Batman, he had Lucius was coming up with his tech and everything, you know what I mean?
Right, but, okay, I get the tech, right,
you know,
like, but they don't know piece by piece, but the Batcave, though, like,
who built the Batcave?
It's like a tunnel and shit that goes under the water.
Lucius came in after the Batcave was already there and stuff, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so...
I've always just wondered who built the Batcave.
Who
like,
built the Batcave?
How did this? I mean, I know he's a billionaire.
I know, and all the time they show him he falls down, he found the cave and everything like that. But then next thing you know, there's just a whole entire cave filled with all this cool shit. And it's
computers and shit and everything.
Who the fuck built this, man?
Jets. Like there's a water, like a tunnel that goes under the water. He can in the jets. Like
doors opening, bridges and shit that come into elevators that go up into the crazy shit that nobody knows about. It's like, who the fuck did this?
Nobody. Batman probably killed everybody who did that shit. They always thought Batman wasn't a killer. That's probably what it was. He was like, "This is your last contract," because they would know. Like
he took everybody there and wearing blindfolds and stuff like that one of the time.
No, you know what it is? He got a bunch of high motherfucking workers. It's just like, yo, this is just crazy ass white motherfuckers, man. These motherfuckers, this dude crazy, man. He's in here doing some good, whatever, man.
Oh, all the bad guys that he caught, he just made them go and work there for a little while, and then he turned them into the police.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
I don't know.
It was one of those things.
I don't know, dude. Yeah, I've always wondered who the fuck built it.
The Batcave. Just one of those things that I think, because I was such a comic book, well, I'm still a comic book nerd, but things you think about. That's some serious money. When motherfuckers
Superman's cave up there, and the fucking North Pole was always there and everything.
Yeah, but Superman's cave. Remember, he threw the crystal in the crystal because his makes a little bit more sense because there's some other dimensional planetary shit, Krypton technology that is fucking Kal-El and shit. Wait, is he Kal? Wait, no. Who's his father? He's Kal-El.
I forgot the fucking.
Jor-El created. So is it that super crystal that once it hit water, boom. But that makes sense.
And brought all the other crystals with all the information and everything, and everything came together, you know what I mean?
That makes sense. Alien technology. I can live with that. But Batman's technology, I get it. He got money and shit. But someone would know they built the cave. I'm just saying, someone's like, yo.
Somebody somewhere knows something. They're not saying nothing.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I mean, if you see the shit that's going on in the Batcave, I mean, that's a lot of workers. One of them's going to talk at some point. I don't care how much money Bruce Wayne paying them.
Yeah.
Somebody talking something. Somebody be like, yo, I'm working with Bruce Wayne over here on the Batcave. Posting up a little selfie. Look at me in the Batcave.
Yo, they probably saw the suit, like the initial suits and shit. Like, yo, this dude is into some freaky ass shit. He's down here doing some role playing shit with all these costumes and shit. That's what it is. You got a little tube belt. Got a little whip popping that tube belt and shit. Special bat condoms and shit. Alright. Sorry, folks. We don't have a little bat tandem. It's open topic night. We just talk about some shit and have some good laughs. We have a guest next week, and then we have other guests coming up and different shit. So we do the open topic. We just have fun.
Here's another one. Who built the fucking Professor X's School for the Gifted? He's in a wheelchair. Who did all that shit for him?
Mutants.
Before that,
hold up. Now hold up. With Professor X, it makes sense because he was like, "Here's your money." You don't remember a goddamn thing.
You don't know none of this is going on.
Right. Some motherfuckers at home like, yo, how the fuck did I got this money in my bank account? I hit the lottery or some shit. Whatever. I ain't gonna question it and shit. But that Professor X again makes sense. He's a mutant mind reader who can change. He can change it. He can telepath the shit. He just changed all them up. No one remembers building his shit.
Nobody remembers building anything.
He bought an old ass motherfucking mansion that was already there. And they hired a bunch of motherfucking dudes from over the border who ain't gonna talk no shit and just wipe their minds.
You wouldn't even have to do that. You just hired the best contractors around. Just
yeah, basically. They're like, Jesus, Charles, you've been working on this mansion forever. I've got great plans for this mansion. Would you like to come in and talk? The neighbors got to see all that shit too. The neighbors done been through. They don't even know that Cerebro's in the basement.
No idea.
No, they don't even remember. They're all like, Charles is the nice. You remember the time we went to Charles and had tea?
They don't ever see the plane taking off, flying out of the basketball court or nothing.
Dude, he's the ultimate, like in what is it, Men in Black, they have the thing. He's the ultimate mind wiper. And he wiped his son out of his wife, out of Maureen McTaggart's bed. He was like, shit, you don't have no son. We didn't do shit. I don't know what you're talking about. You forgot.
What are you talking about?
She's like, oh,
I don't know you.
That again makes sense. See, with Professor X, he's just the most powerful telepath on the planet. He controls minds. He just had a bunch of dudes come in and build some shit, and they all thought they hit the lottery or some shit. They just figured they did a job somewhere and shit and got paid a tremendous amount of money. They're like, we did a great job on this mansion. Dude, the fucking tennis court flips upside down. It's a jet hangar. The Blackbird parks there. Did we nerd out enough of y'all? Same employees from Area 51.
Yeah.
Probably, exactly.
But even they talk, though. They talk, too. Supposedly.
Yeah. Some of them get all Bob Lazar. Dude, Bob Lazar is all in the news right now, too. He got a documentary. Now he's appearing and doing interviews and stuff again. So we shall see. He's the only dude that I've always thought was kind of like, I don't know, government operative didn't kind of make sense. So we'll see what Bob Lazar. But yeah, Area 51 employees, Raphael. Peace. Good to see you, too, brother, by the way.
The fuck is my phone saying? New time zones are available? Well, show me what they are. I don't.
New time zone, Mars time, the moon time, Elon Musk's own time.
It's just telling me that there's new time zones. They're fucking just inventing time zones now.
Yeah, why is it? Wait, why is it new time zone?
I don't know. It's just saying that there's an update to the thing. There's time zones and which format you want to use, and I'm like, okay,
cool. It's the time zones in between the time zones, and then they're gonna change the time zones. We don't remember the time zones, and I'll be the same. I don't know. Some of y'all motherfuckers is like 3 hours behind us. Some folks have been 6 hours ahead and shit over the pond.
Some people are 1 hour behind us.
Yeah.
People are 2 hours. Some people, if they're watching in like Australia right now, they're fucking ahead of us.
They're in
watching
the future. Y'all already seen us in the future tomorrow?
Y'all watching in California right now and looking at the past.
Yeah. Oh,
no, wait, they're looking into the future right now. We're talking to them in the past.
Yep. We're all time traveling. See, time travel is possible. You said it's not possible earlier. Time travel is possible. We're traveling through time right now.
There's something that we all made that we just made up though, so it's not really happening.
Yeah. There is no time zone.
There is no time zone. See?
You know what time it is we all at? It's now.
It's now. We're all in the same place. It's all the same thing right now. It's the same day. It's not a new day. It's not a new nothing. It's always now.
The irony is that not one person who's watching or listening did any of the ancestry of 23andMe because no one wants to admit it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not really like I don't know anybody, and I know a lot of people or anything like anybody that's really going. It's not that big of a thing. It's just that it's one of the things that you could do now. You know what I mean? So these companies started, and then obviously not a lot of people are doing it, so they have to come up with ways, and they're selling fucking shit information and doing whatever, and they need to get investors from other people and other types of investors and whatever, because people are just like, yeah, I'm a fucking human.
So I ain't doing it. I'm good.
So, exactly. I mean, I ain't doing it either, so.
I'm an intergalactical being in a human suit.
They have my DNA from when I was born, and all my that from then. They're gonna do something with it. Go ahead and do something. You got a clone of me in your clone fucking lab somewhere. You got a whole bunch of clones of me. Cool.
What is the current temperature there, Raph? I'll be in Cali in February. I'll be in LA. Literally in LA. Like in LA. Okay.
LA.
It's cold here, but anyway, I don't know. It's not even that cold to me. It's like whatever kind of cold. It's not ridiculously cold. Shit is just what it is.
It's only like 40 right now. It's not
I know.
that cold.
We gotta change the battery soon, anyways, folks. We're gonna take a quick break. Play the music. Change the battery. Get the cameras going again. Give you a chance to go hit the head, roll something, smoke something, do whatever you need to do, and then come back and ride out with us. It's open topic night. Got some other stuff to talk about. We'll be back. It's Paranormal Hood. Don't go too far.
and big checks for change. I ain't playing, better get it on my way before I take aim. Say what I wanna say, what I wanna say. You know I spit flames when I hit a beat plane. The name's flow state, better remember the name. Came to kill a whole game, where the kills like Kratos. Put myself on the payroll, we only got high grade, oh, tomato. Independent, no label, we don't play. Only love, no hate, gotta elevate. Hit the swift and I meditate, let it visualize and I'll levitate. Chillin' like an alien in space, I'm in a higher place. Call it ascension, cruise to the fifth dimension. I blaze beyond time, space, comprehension. I can only show you what I've seen on my ventures. It can't be mentioned, pay attention.
Call it ascension, cruise to the fifth dimension. I blaze beyond time, space, comprehension. I can only show you what I've seen on my ventures. It can't be mentioned, pay attention.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Tired in our whole day, so I sit and I look at this house. I don't know why. I don't know why. Tired in our whole day, so I sit and I look at this house. I don't know why. I don't know why. Tired in our whole day, so I sit and I look at this house. I don't know why. I don't know why. Tired in our whole day, so I sit and I look at this house.
Open up your mind, let the God inside. My synchrony flows through this ocean, wrapping you up in a feeling so potent. Try not to drown when my brain get distorted. Do not distort what I feel is important. I could die now and still wake in the morning. Pouring my soul into this hole, feeling a balance but losing control. My talents give way to this pain. Open the door, take off that crown. You need to feel all of this rain. We are not kings, we are some guys on a similar plane. But you waiting on heaven, what the fuck for? I'ma create what I want, say what I want. Empower my people with power, cause we are the infinite ones.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Tired in our whole day, so I sit and I look at this house. I don't know why. I don't know why. Tired in our whole day, so I sit and I look at this house. I don't know why. I don't know why. Tired in our whole day, so I sit and I look at this house. I don't know why. I don't know why. Tired in our whole day, so I sit and I look at this house. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Deep in Earth's heart lie the halls of Amenti, far neath the island of the sunken Atlantis. Halls of the dead and halls of the living, bathed in the fire of the infinite fall. Far in a past time, lost in the space-time, the children of light look down on the world, seeing the children of men in their bondage, bound by the force that came from beyond. Knew they that only by freedom from bondage could man ever rise from the earth to the sun.
Chilling with those in the halls of Amenti. No food in 3 days, stomach empty, I'm fasting. All the while I'm acting on my passion. Sacred sites bound and I begin to galactic. Chilling with those in the halls of Amenti. No food in 3 days, stomach empty, I'm fasting. All the while I'm acting on my passion. Sacred sites bound and I begin to galactic.
They tryna bring me down like Atlantis. They ain't understanding the message of the passage. Yeah, that's automatic. Force field fast, different world like the Wayne. Yeah, different planet. Everybody's so savage. Dark green tablet. Let me teach the people they can do a little magic. Let me teach the people they can walk a little faster. Keep a tight grip, walking up Jacob's ladder. Let go of that cargo. Now you know the mysteries of the cosmos, and you know that up here is no time zones. You can go anywhere that I go. Let's go. I'm fasting on everything, cool on everything. I'm back to the astral plane. I'm sick of the same old things. I'm feeling like Wu-Tang Cash rules everything.
Chilling with those in the halls of Amenti. No food in 3 days, stomach empty, I'm fasting. All the while I'm acting on my passion. Sacred sites bound and I begin to galactic. Chilling with those in the halls of Amenti. No food in 3 days, stomach empty, I'm fasting. All the while I'm acting on my passion. Sacred sites bound and I begin to galactic. one with my mind, body, and soul. Feel the love that I am taking over control. Got my soul integrating as my mind got divided. I feel my consciousness with light, then I became triple-sided. My glands started expanding, it started commanding my thoughts and emotions. My body was standing in complete darkness. I was cold and heartless till meditation had your boy feeling thoughtless. Geometrical patterns started manifesting, it started blessing my path. I started feeling the wrath from within. My pineal getting bigger, got my DNA activated, my rhymes getting sicker. That's when Thor stepped in as he looked me in my eye. Astro projected out, Dove Lila to the sky. Immortal observations of parallel creations, ascending through these dimensions of light. Feel my sensations, son, I'm chilling with those in the holes of a mentee. No food in 3 days, don't make empty, I'm fasting. All the while I'm acting on my passion. Sacred sites bound and I begin to galactic. Chilling with those in the holes of a mentee. No food in 3 days, don't make empty, I'm fasting. All the while I'm acting on my passion. Sacred sites bound and I begin to galactic.
He who by progress has grown from the darkness, lifted himself from the night into light. Free is he of the halls of a mentee, free from the flower of light and of life. Guided he then by wisdom and knowledge, passes from men to the master of life.
Welcome to my hood, where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood, where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the buckle up. I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4 5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Tasting color, seeing sound with a crystal eye. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots of this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood, where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood, where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the I gotta hold on to this feeling. I be seeing visions through the folds of the prism. Projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar is not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood, showing what's really good. The feeling is understood. We know just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings moving, watch reality explode. We are not alone. If you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood, where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood, Everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really trying to rise, step into the portal.
It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
We keep you in suspense. Ace Essential. We're the back. Hi, Paranormal Live. I'm Jiggy.
I'm Smoke King.
You had to get it out. What happens? We're back, folks. Took a little break. Smoking these blunts. And talking paranormal talk. Tonight's open topic. We've been jumping in the news. Here's an interesting story that I wanted to share. To make some little feedback and thought process on individuals other than just myself. Excuse me again as I find this story. Don't allow. Woman sues hospital after being resuscitated. Claims staff violated her right. A New Mexico woman who was brought back to life is suing the hospital for violating her rights. The Albuquerque Journal reports lawyers for Jamie Sams filed a lawsuit this week in New Mexico State District Court against Santa Fe's Christus St. Vincent Regional Medical Center. The lawsuit filed on behalf of Sams, a writer known for books on spirituality, says the hospital and a doctor who was treating her are to blame for her going into cardiac arrest. The lawsuit says Sams was given a painkiller even after she told staff she was allergic to it. Court documents say that the negligence was compounded when hospital personnel resuscitated her, something she did not want. Christus' spokesman, Arturo Delgado, declined to comment. Sams is seeking an unspecified amount of damages. Okay. That's as far as the story goes because it's video stuff, but what she's a spiritual, I didn't get to read the story. It was more the caption that got me, so it's even more interesting to find out that she's a spiritual writer, huh? Hold on. Yeah, her book's on spirituality, so I don't know.
Did it say that they did something against that she's had a thing saying do not resuscitate her?
Well, they don't go that far. Yeah, they don't. See, that's the thing. They don't give you all the information
or anything like that. Now, if they did, because that happens a lot. People have do not resuscitate, and then they resuscitate them, and they're like, well, why'd you do that? I specifically have all this paperwork that the laws and these fucking fictional things say that I need to have, and you still brought me back to life?
Yeah. So you can bring me back. I just don't want to, like, if I'm a vegetable, whatever, all that type of shit. So, yeah, no. Sorry. If I can't be me and be Jiggy, I'm Gucci. Just saying. So.
If I'm dead, I'm dead.
If you're dead, you're dead?
If I'm dead, I'm dead.
So you have a DNR?
I guess I should have one. I mean, fucking, I don't fucking believe in that stupid fucking shit either, but...
Yeah, because apparently
you gotta carry it around with you and fucking stapled like fucking wearing it around your neck and shit so everybody knows. Hey, listen, I'm dead. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, well, I guess she probably wasn't expecting to have a heart attack.
Exactly, that's what I mean. You know, it's.
Yeah, I guess because that's more of a family's call, anyways. Normally, I think the family are the ones who. Unless you tell your doctor, I don't know. Yeah, an emergency, I don't think they're trying to. In an emergency, they're going to do what they do, but.
I'm just going to tattoo it on me somewhere. Fucking let me die. I'm dead.
Some motherfucker would
do
have
not
that
resuscitate.
shit.
Do not
you
do
can
anything.
Have it tattooed.
I'll fucking sign it.
Dude, they'll be like, that is the coolest band name I've ever seen. And he's got a tattooed. Do not resuscitate. That's a cool band name. They probably wouldn't even pay attention to it. They would see a bunch of tattoos. You'd have to have it like fucking. There'd be no tattoo you could have that I'm sure some doctor would look at it and be like, they would probably think it was something else. Have the shit tattooed on your forehead. Just saying. If people tattoo all over their face, you can just tattoo on my forehead. Do not resuscitate. Or right by your heart, because they'd have to at least go by your heart to resuscitate you, right? So
it depends on what they're doing and stuff and whatever.
Unless they're giving you like Narcan or some shit. Does Narcan go into your heart?
I don't know where the fuck they inject that.
I don't know if it's one of those shits, because I know, what's the one they give you like when
the
people...
adrenaline, you're gonna fucking go right into your heart, but...
Ooh. I would never want that shot.
That's when you're already dead.
Yeah. But that's from like ODing or whatever?
Narcan is when you're ODing before you die.
Yeah. Gotcha. I don't know. And
then adrenaline is if you're already dead from ODing.
Anybody have a
But
DNR?
Narcan, I'm pretty sure Narcan, they just inject it into you like a regular thing and stuff. It doesn't have to go straight to your heart to get your heart jumping and going again. That's why they do the adrenaline right then, because your heart has stopped beating and stuff. Narcan just fucking like neutralizes the effects of heroin and stuff, so you don't overdose or whatever.
Gotcha.
Your heart doesn't stop.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, aside, because even if you have it tattooed across your fucking forehead, who's the fuck to say that they're still gonna fucking acknowledge it? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You'd have to hit DNR and then fucking write out all that fucking stupid legal jargon across your fucking, be down your nose and shit, around your fucking chin and everything.
Down your neck. Coming across the broad of
my fucking signature and the witness and stuff tattooed on me and stuff.
The judge's name.
Please flip over on his back to read.
There's more.
You know, because even if you carry it in your wallet, they're going to open it up and they're going to see your ID and they'll be like, okay. They're not going to look through your whole entire wallet probably and everything, you know.
But they'll see organ donor on your license real quick, though.
They ain't got one of those on mine either.
They'll see that shit on your license real quick. See, that's what they should do. Just put on your license then, DNR. Can you put that on your driver's license? Maybe that could be like your new religion. Now they have the Pastafarians and shit. The DNR religion, so they have to recognize it. So when they see one of those particular licenses, they know, like... Do not resuscitate.
And do not resuscitate.
Does anybody have a DNR?
Just because it can be done does not mean it should be done.
That's interesting.
Everything happens for a reason.
Does it? But wouldn't it be...
It has to be for a reason, otherwise it wouldn't be happening.
But couldn't the reason also... Wouldn't they be a part of that reason too, though? Everything happens for a reason, so they resuscitated you for a reason. She's still here to write more spiritual books.
Maybe.
See? Maybe the universe wasn't ready for her. If that's the belief that everything happens for a reason, wouldn't they fall into that same category, though? So they resuscitated you for a reason. You're still here for a reason. Because there are plenty of people who wanted to die and haven't died and be like, I'm still fucking here. And then they turn around and realize, and they say, oh, well, you know, I realize I'm here for a reason. And a lot of times they find their path.
Want to die.
Well, she wanted to die. She wanted to die.
She obviously still wants to die. She's pretty pissed off about it. Her belief is that you're dead, you're dead. Don't bring me back. Just again, it's because it can be done doesn't mean that it should be done.
Not in every case.
You know?
Yeah. Ethics, I guess. Whatever the belief is. But I guess the belief is when you're at the hospital, that's what they're supposed to do. That's kind of how they work. The idea is to save you. Once you're in that hospital.
Yeah, when you're alive.
Well, the idea too is that just because you died doesn't mean you can't come back. You ain't gone that far, clearly. You haven't really died, because if you died, and you was gone, you could never come back, you wouldn't come back. But I guess the idea is that if they can bring you back, then you really weren't all that gone all the way yet, completely. And then that's where that whole everything happens for a reason steps in.
Who knows? I mean, who's to say that they can't bring somebody back? You know what I mean? Fucking, that's been dead for 6 days. You mean they weren't supposed to be dead?
I don't think they've done that, because that's called zombies. So, unless you've seen the zombie walk around I don't know about, then I don't know.
See, they give up at a certain point, and they're like, oh, nope. But who's to say if they didn't give up, did they keep going, they couldn't brought back all these people?
Well, we know they clearly have been trying to do that. They want to resuscitate corpses and do all that type of shit. There's just been laws and ethics involved, but they're literally trying to still do that now. So it's not like they're not trying. They just haven't been successful. I mean, the idea is to expand your life.
But also the idea of life is to live a life, and then we die for a reason. We die for a reason. It happens for a reason. We've come up with a way to somehow prolong that for whatever reason that is. But we're supposed to die, and inevitably, you bring me back now, I'm still gonna die. I could still die tomorrow. I could still die 5 minutes from now. You didn't delay. I mean, you just delayed the inevitable. If it was my time to go when I die, then just let me die. Then don't bring me back to, because whatever, you might be a vegetable, you might have one leg, you might be able to whatever. You might not be 100% yourself or whatever. You even yourself, who has died and come back, you say you're not yourself.
Well, I'm just a dimensional being, though.
But you say yourself, you are not yourself. You even yourself and other people believe you are not yourself for whatever reason it is. Because you were. I'm not saying that I wanted that to happen or whatever, but because you were supposed to die.
Or maybe that's how death works.
And a lot of people that do have these, and you know this, people, because you've talked to other people who have this experience and stuff, and they have this feeling like they're not themselves, they're out of place, or whatever, and that's because they were supposed to die when they were supposed to die, and then now they've come back and they're still here or whatever. You know what I mean?
Or maybe that's how death works.
Brings you back?
Maybe when you die, you just end up another one of you that's still going on somewhere that's died or something. Maybe you get to continue a little bit more of life somehow. I don't know.
But by us bringing it back, it fucks that up somehow.
Does it? I don't know. I don't know how this shit works.
I don't know either, but the way I see it,
other dimensions. That's where the whole sliders type shit comes in or whatever. I don't know how it works. I wish I did know.
I wish I could explain it. The way I see it is that you die. You know what I mean?
So you do realize, though, if I died and didn't come back, we wouldn't
none
be
of
sitting
this
here right
would be
now.
here and whatever and stuff like that. I'm just saying.
So
because of whatever
happens for a reason,
happen,
thing kind of works that way too.
Is that you even yourself, as I'm just pointing out, is like you don't feel like you are yourself from before that happened and everything like that. And that's the story pretty across the board with a lot of these kids. It's just what happens. And I'm sure if you went back even further than that, since people have been trying to bring people back and resuscitate and everything, people that are at that point where they're dead and whatever, you know what I mean? It's pretty consistent across the board. Like, so is it... Should we be bringing these people back and stuff? And yes, this thing, you come back, you can still live and everything like that, but there's a thing. You even yourself sometimes is like, do I even exist?
Do y'all even exist?
Do we even exist and stuff like that?
All y'all
you have these questions that people that haven't died and everything like that, you know what I mean? So
all of y'all are a figment of my imagination, just so you know. I'm still in a coma.
Exactly.
It makes sense.
Could be.
Yeah.
You could be.
Yep. You keep telling me to wake up. I still haven't woke up, though. Maybe all y'all collectively have to say, wake up, Jiggy. And then once everybody says it, then I'll wake up.
Then the whole world's going to say it all at once.
Oh, the whole world? Oh. I need to get Pepsi.
Because who's all y'all collectively?
Well, I don't know.
You got a list of everybody that's going to say it? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe y'all know. Maybe once everybody's activated. I don't know how it works. Maybe Pepsi will step in and Usher will sing a song and the Black Knight Salad will open up and then I'll wake up. Maybe that's what it is. Miracles? See, because you didn't say wake up. So you're enjoying this, so you don't want me to wake up. See? I get it now.
Yeah, sure.
Right. It's cool and fun.
I'm not even here, dude, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
You're not here?
Remember? This is what none of us are here, remember? You see?
No, it's cool. I have a vivid imagination. Yeah, that's all. I have a great imagination.
Yeah.
See? I get it now. It's cool, though. So I don't know. I don't really know the whole, but I think like if you say everything happens for a reason, then there's doctors, there's hospitals, there's these things for a reason, and and if you're supposed to die, I think then it turns around and happens. What's that movie? Where those gruesome ass movies, Final Destination movies,
Final Destination and stuff. And
would there be more of that?
And everything like that.
Because I mean, there are people who they'll live a couple days longer, whatever, then they die, and maybe that's really their time. I don't know. I just because I don't see anything wrong with hospitals. I don't see anything wrong with what they're doing. I get if someone has a choice and they want to make the choice to say I don't want to be resuscitated. That's fine. Everybody should have that choice. This is saying there's people who like assisted.
But who's to say that it's the doctor's choice and decision to make that for the person, even if they have that paper or anything like that at all in the first place?
But if they have that paper and it clearly says do not resuscitate.
But why do we have to have a paper and stuff like? But what gave the doctor that authority?
Because
that decision
you went to a hospital.
But
if you go to a hospital, if you I get not everybody voluntarily goes to a
hospital and everything like that, and it comes down to the thing. That's where it comes down to. It's like, why is it the doctor's decision? Why is the doctor playing God? Why is the doctor?
Are they playing God? I don't think they're all playing
bringing
God.
people back.
I don't think they're all playing God. I think in some instances, yeah, there might be a case of like this woman who does not want to be resuscitated. Because they caused what happened, they probably felt the need to. She may have had that conversation with them, but maybe in the spur of the moment she didn't get a chance to because of something she wasn't expecting to happen and they weren't. They had to resuscitate her. But I think that a lot of people get taken to hospitals. In most cases, I don't think that there's not someone's family member who's been called or something like that, or whatever, and they try to get the family involved. And that's usually when families step in and say things like that too. So I don't think that it's all doctors just playing God.
I'm not saying all doctor playing God. I'm just saying, like, in general, it's like, why does it come down that it's a doctor's decision to make that decision and stuff about somebody else's life? And at all, nobody else should be making anybody's decision about that. If the person comes in and they're not dead yet or whatever, okay, keep them alive. You can't keep them alive, then bring them back.
Well, they're supposed to do that, I guess, maybe for the family?
I don't know. Doctors have only been trying to bring people back for the last 100 years or so. It's only a new thing. Before that, everybody that was, again, people died. That's what happened. You die. You die. And now when we bring people back, it has this whole other thing. Because a lot of times, in most cases, not everybody comes back. And they're this way. They come back and they're, you know what I mean? So, I don't know the whole story with this lady. I mean, she might not be all there, everything there to her or whatever, what it is. She might be paralyzed, something. I don't know. There wasn't much with the whole story and everything. But at a lot of times, the cases of that, there's something, you're not fully you again.
I mean, but there's been better things about me since it too, though. So, I don't know. Catch-22 situation.
I guess. You never know.
And I'm not just me because of that. I'm not just fucked up leg and all that type of shit too. Okay, hold on. Is this chick? I don't know. Yeah, I think it says her. So she's also a singer. Medicine Cards. Original Clan Mothers. She's been writing for a minute too, because some of her books are back from the 90s. Dancing the Dream. Jamie Sams is a half French and half American Indian with ancestors from the Cherokee, Seneca, Choctaw, and Mohawk tribes. She is also a key member of the Wolf Clan teaching. Just looking up a little bit about her. She's got some books. Where did the rest of it go? The Wolf Clan Teaching Lodge, retreat leader and writer on American Indian spirituality. Sams has personally funded many programs to help the Native American community by donating a large percentage of the royalties received from her many books. Beginning in 1988, she developed programs for Native youth, which included Saying No to Drugs and Alcohol, and she furnished books for Native American schools as well as Indians serving time in prison. She has funded elders' travels to teach at youth conferences, as well as scholarships for single Native American parents working tribes of Washington, the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Orphanage and Boys Club, and has funded many groups
all the time and everything, where it shouldn't be. Like, there should be like some sort of a cutoff point where, like, hey, again, because again, they could be here on vacation, whatever, no family, they don't know how to get in touch with them all around the world and whatever, and their beliefs and everything like that. This is not the way it is, but it happened to be in the circumstances and everything that happens. So, you know.
But here's the thing: is she's so spiritual. So why would you go to this hospital? Like, why would you even go?
Again, I don't know the whole exactly story and how she ended up in the hospital and everything with that. To begin with in the first place anyway. Again, she could have been on vacation, something, whatever, outside the normal situation,
so wait, it says
and everything. And
the lawsuit alleges that Sams was given the painkiller Diluidid, a medicine she claims she is allergic to. Sams suffers from Decrums, a rare disease that produces tumors all over the body, the newspaper reported. According to court documents obtained, Sams went into cardiac arrest after receiving the drug in the emergency room of February 5th, 2016, and the hospital's negligence was compounded when she was resuscitated. As a result of being revived, plaintiff continues to experience severe pain, disability, and limitations, and further will incur extensive expenses throughout the remainder of her life. The lawsuit against the hospital and emergency room doctor Jamie Gagan state, but it doesn't. So how did she end up in the hospital is my question.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Well, because she has tumors, she has some type of disease or whatever.
Right.
Something happened and she ended up in the hospital for whatever reason, obviously, whatever. Again, like I said, because a lot of times not everything is where, and it's more often than not, too, that when the people come back, they're not fully able to do everything. There is incurring medical costs and everything else that keeps continuing to compound and pile up and whatever of this happening. There's a lot of it that's involved in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, just because you can, should you? Just because it can be done doesn't mean it should be done. Yeah, and I know it's hard to sit there and assess every person on a case. That's why I'm saying there's, you know what I mean? As an ethical thing, there should be some ethical point and some point where it's like...
No, I get what you're saying. I don't know how they integrate it though. For most people who go to the hospital, you're going to seek treatment, and I've been given the wrong shit before and stuff I knew I was allergic to and told them I was allergic to, but I still also let them give it to me. But I don't know in her case they don't extensively give out her information. So I've been given blood transfusions, all kinds of shit. So whatever, and I ain't mad at the doctors because if they ain't do all that shit, guess what? I wouldn't be talking with you folks. Wouldn't be hanging out with y'all. So I ain't mad at you. But then again, you could just be a figment of my imagination. Either one's cool.
Again, your situation is unique compared to she has. Again, she has this whatever it is, and you know she could have been died and done and over with everything. But now she's here for however much longer, incurring more and more medical costs and everything, and to her life and everything that she just, you know what I mean, her beliefs, everything. And it all could have been, but because some doctor decided, hey, I'm gonna bring you back.
I get it. I get it.
From reading what her life is and stuff, and all the
money she wouldn't even she would enjoy giving
but
it.
She's just gonna give it away anyway. You know, I mean, I don't even think she'll probably use it for herself, for her own medical stuff and stuff. From what I was reading, what he was just reading about her and everything like that. That this is the type of person she is. She's just getting the money and stuff, and you know, and so maybe something else may come of this or whatever, making a point of it. That, you know what I mean. So.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like the type of person who's gonna get money and go party or some shit. Like from everything you read, she's a part of a whole lot of different organizations and stuff. So for her, it'd be a win probably just to be able to have something to give them and stuff too, and probably no longer at that point want to have any kind of medical treatment done. I mean, you have the option possibly to just be able to go home and pass away when you're ready. They don't really do that much anymore.
a lot of times they try and keep people from doing that and shit. It
I
comes
know.
down to money and stuff in the hospitals and stuff. It's
Yeah.
fucking ruthless what they fucking do to fucking so they can just keep making more money out of fucking people. It's like
Yeah.
23andMe. Fucking sell you information to a hospital. Oh, look at these people are all sick. Go and sell them some medications.
According to our charts and their lineage, they all suffer from diabetes. They have heart.
We need to get you on this preventable medicine now.
According to your DNA, you know, in your history, all the way back to when y'all were monkeys, even those monkeys had heart problems. They had diabetes too. They were eating too much fruit and vegetables.
The hospital lets all these people die. They're not going to make any more money off these dead people.
He just didn't want me to be here. He wants me to wake up. That's what it is. It's fine. I'll see how it is. You got something against us zombies.
That's nothing at all.
I know you're different, Jiggy. It's not your case, Jiggy. I get it. I'm zombie Jiggy, y'all. That's what it is. You didn't really want me to be here. Y'all see this? Y'all see what I'm going through, man? Y'all feel my pain? Y'all just figure my imagination anyway. Like I said, either way, I'm cool. I'm not mad at the doctors. I never would be mad at the doctors. They did some incredible stuff. They saved my life a couple of times. So, and my whole thing is just I'm cool, you know. And a lot of times they told me what the things that could happen and what wouldn't happen, and I made choices. Even when I walked out that fucking emergency room, and then motherfuckers told me I had an aneurysm, I made a choice. And if I would have went home and died, I'd have been cool with that too. But I was like, I'm gonna go home and sort this shit out. And that's what I did. So I made a choice. They didn't fight me over it. They told me, and I absolutely asked them. Said, stay, you can die. Go home, you can die. So at least they gave me the option. They didn't fight me on it. Wasn't like
That one, yeah.
Just saying. I mean, in most cases, people can go home. Even if I had surgery on my leg and they're like, you're going to be here for like another week, I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, what do y'all have to do? We have to do this every day? I was like, I can get that done. That's the same shit done at home. I was like, I'm good. I was like, I have home fucking health care coming shit. That nurse is coming every day to do whatever I needed done. I was like, I'm good. I'm not staying in this hospital bed one more minute. You're going to get my money one way or the other, but you ain't going to get it with me laying in this motherfucking bed. I done been through this process already. This was getting out and then going back and having surgeries even a couple years later. I was like, nope, 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 nope. I know how this shit works. I know how this leg works. I'm good. And I was right. Because you spend all that time in the hospital. The last thing you want to do is go back and spend more time in that motherfucking hospital for any fucking reason. Seriously. That is some serious shit. I don't like, listen, again, shout out to the doctors and stuff like that. I go to hospitals when I have to, but it's just not my regular thing. And spending time there, it's not a fun place. Nothing fun about it spending time in the hospital. So, yeah. No. But I got my choice.
She didn't want to sit in hospitals anymore.
Yeah. Well, she went to the hospital, clearly. They just did whatever. I don't know. I have to. They don't. It's not like this. That's like the whole case by case basis on her and explains everything. But knowing the type of person she was, I guess it would have been nice if someone had been there to speak for her. Or she had spoken for herself, and had the ability to explain to them what she wanted. But again, I think that's the case. So they may even panic too. Like gave her that medication. Like, oh shit. Like what the fuck? Like this wasn't expected to happen. And they're like, uh oh, we fucked up. Because that's I don't know.
Oh, we fucked up. Shit. Let's hope we can bring her back and fix this. And they got lucky and they brought her back, but it didn't fix it.
But again, the blessing that could come out of this is because she's such a giving person. Everything happens for a reason. Maybe the reason was for her to get a good sum of money and be able to give those
Pass it on or whatever.
Right. And those people go and do the work and do some good work and stuff. That's my take on some of this stuff. You know, she may have a different opinion on it later too, as she kind of sees the benefits of what happens from the financial. And hopefully she does get some, that comes out of it that helps her to do more of the work she's doing. Shit, she's doing exceptional work. She's doing exceptional. Right?
Yeah, she's doing extraordinary work and everything like that. So.
I'm just trying to find the silver lining in it because I'm a product of someone who went and came back. I'm a product of doctors doing some incredible work to save my life. Because even when the aneurysm exploded, they could just been like, fuck it. It's broke. You know how when your TV breaks, in most cases, unless you are a TV repairman or know something about it or willing to go on YouTube and it's on a simple fix, most cases you throw it away. So it could have been the same thing with me. They could have just been like, you know what? Fuck it, it's broke. Chuck it. We'll buy a new one. You can get one on Amazon. There's got to be another Jiggy on Amazon. Can anybody go on Amazon and see if... Alexa, order a Jiggy on Amazon. I hope somebody listening has Alexa and playing this like through a speaker or some shit.
Let's just go to the clone store, dude.
Well, too, when you said there's no time travel, you're wrong. Because remember, my clones of me in the future called me.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So clearly there is time travel.
Were they really in the future, though?
I don't fucking know.
Exactly.
What is time? They could have been in the now. I don't know. I'm just happy that those motherfuckers didn't just chuck me, okay? This ain't Westworld. They just like, oh, it's broke. Fuck it. Get another one. Cancel that, Jiggy. We'll buy another one. And then that shit comes from China. And it's like next day air and shit. Pay a little extra. You have a brand new me tomorrow. It's going to work like that eventually. I said that years ago because they started like fucking cloning, in a sense, products and shit. Like when you first started going to New York back in the day, before it started spreading here and everywhere else, where motherfuckers would have all this shit was knockoff, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And it was insane. I was like, one day they're gonna be like, you're gonna walk by an alley somewhere, and they're gonna be like, psst, psst. Yo, what's up? I got them clones down here, son. What you need? What you need, baby? Nah, these are the knockoff ones, but they good ones though. Watch, they're gonna be selling clone people on the streets.
What are you gonna buy a clone person? What are you gonna do with a knockoff clone of who?
I don't know.
You're gonna get a knockoff clone of who,
buy a clone
of who and do what with it? Like,
it could be like you could take it home. It could be like like they have clones at that point. You could just get for like housekeepers and shit like that or whatever. Instead of robots, you got clones.
Okay, with everybody talking about ethics and everything that's going on today, do you think that we're going to have clone servants in our house and stuff like that?
They're not going to know they're clone servants. You're not going to know. Because you're going to buy them in shady, dark alleys, and people are going to come to your house like, who's that? That's my cousin.
So you're buying a knockoff clone that nobody else is going to... It's because that's why it's a knockoff clone in the alley, because nobody else knows about it or anything like that?
Well, because the rich people have those clones, though.
Yeah, okay.
You know how Tom Brady's a clone?
Yeah.
And Trippy Red and little kid,
yeah, I know,
Murder Boo, whatever his name is, a clone.
Mm-hmm.
And they said a Gucci Man's a clone. And they said a lot of people is clones.
All these people are clones. I know everything. They're all clones and stuff.
So now you can get
knockoff.
Because
these are all people that we'd clone too. Makes a lot of sense why we would clone these people. In case anything happened to these people, we would need to replace these people.
They're influencers.
Oh yeah, I know that. Good. Yeah, there's so much. Yeah. Makes a whole lot of sense.
That was the one I never got.
It makes a whole lot of sense, yeah. Because we need more Kid Boos in the world.
We do. They're everywhere.
We need him.
Go on World Star. They're everywhere. You'll find a whole bunch of kids, everything.
That's why we got to clone them, because they're not everywhere.
But they all just kind of look alike. And then they'll be like, okay, you tattoo this hair, and then but you got to do your hair this way. And then, yeah, that makes you look a little different. There you go. Cool. All right. They're all rapper clones. The Clone Wars. The rapper Clone Wars.
Yeah. I believe it. MC Yoda's gonna come and stop it all, right?
Strong with the Force I am. Alright. Same. But anyways. I'm all with hospitals if you want to go there. You know, let them patch you up, whatever. I'm all with. I'm with the firm belief that everything happens for a reason. And everything that's happened to me when they've saved me, I'm still here. And I've grown. Think about it. I would have never got to try psychedelics. See? I would have went to wherever
and
the
even
next
after trying psychedelics, you're still so attached to life.
I didn't say. Whoa. I'm not afraid of death. I don't have a problem with death. I'm not saying, but
no, I'm not saying that either. I know that you don't have that either.
You want to come smoke with the hoodies next Thursday?
Sure.
Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
Sure.
I don't remember the Price is Right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, now I remember it.
When is next Thursday?
Is
that next now?
Next now. Are you here right now? Come on, do a trick. Just transport here right now. Come on. You can do it. You an alien? It's a shame, too. We've been inviting aliens into the studio. You know, just come, chill. Smoke a blunt. You can smoke a blunt with Bigfoot? No? Okay. Aren't you all happy?
Coming.
Huh?
Bigfoot's, he's already here, man. He's right there. You don't see him?
Oh, yeah. What up, BF? Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Chill. So he doesn't like to be seen.
He's cloaked right now.
He's cloaked. He's just chilling. Every now and then you don't see us pass the blunt off camera. Who you think is getting it? Bigfoot. Next now. Aren't you guys happy that the doctors were there?
Yeah. Nobody
I'm
said
talking
we're not.
to you.
Nobody said we're not.
No,
We're
you
not
want me
happy,
resuscitated.
though. Huh?
You didn't want me back.
I didn't say that
Yes,
at all.
you did.
No, I never said that.
Yes, you basically did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Those words never came out of
You
my
said
mouth.
they're playing God. Well, who's God? Ah.
Everybody.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just an extension
But that's
of us.
you know what I meant by the
Right,
term
yeah.
of that
I
and
know.
everything like that. You know what I mean? Who's to say?
Oh, God. I remember. I saw the movie. I remember Alec Baldwin. Sorry, there was an actual movie with Alec Baldwin where he was a doctor and he said that he was God. That's what it is. I mean, some doctors do play God.
Yeah.
You're right.
But
you know,
but
you
it's-
speak.
But it comes down
okay.
to who's to say that. You know what I mean? Like, because if a doctor can decide to give life back to somebody, why can't somebody else just say, well, I can take life because I can take life and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's the same ethical thing. It's the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? It just comes back to like.
But the highest
What gives him the right, that person the right to decide to bring somebody else back to life without anything except for, now of course we have to have the legal thing, you have to have a piece of paper there and stuff, but I understand the point of doctors and stuff, you come there and okay, I'm alive and everything, keep me alive or whatever and stuff like that, but I die, then now because I don't remember anybody ever saying that's, you know what I mean, like when that started to happen and say, okay, now the doctor's responsible to bring people back to life and everything like that, and everybody's saying, yeah, that's cool, you know what I mean? It's just like, when did the doctor get it? Because we want to talk about rights and everything like that, and people having more rights and less rights than anybody else's rights.
Do you know CPR?
Do I know CPR?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you were walking down the street and you saw someone collapse in front of you, would you give them CPR?
If they're still alive, yeah, that's what it is.
But what if that person...
They're still choking in, they're choking in.
But what if that person wanted to die?
And stuff like that.
Are you playing God in that moment?
They're still alive, though.
Are you playing God in that moment?
But if they died, then it's
But if
out
the
of my
determination
hands.
is death,
But
right?
I've
you're
never
preventing
had
their
to
death.
get into that.
Now, what if the minute you somehow bring that person back, they said, God damn you, I wanted to die?
Then I'd say, hey.
See? Everything happens for a reason.
But see, I'm not in that situation and stuff where I would have to do that.
But in that situation, what I'm saying to you is that the part of you that is ethical, the part of you that says, I know what I could do in that moment, would want to help somebody rather than sit there and even second guess yourself to say, which doctors have even doctors who have treated somebody, you know, or act in the scene get sued all the time because the person, the doctor moved me or some stupid shit, whatever. It's like, the doctor just saved your life. They're not even saying that they wanted to die. The whole thing is, the doctor did something that
they're not
saved my life, but didn't, that's what I mean. But there's still the part of you.
I mean, it comes down to the line, and it's like, who's giving the authority over somebody else's thing? That's why even if I ever came across a situation, I would even question it myself. It's like, here's a person that's choking and stuff. Can I save him? Is this person supposed to die right now?
But you're not. I don't think that's going to go through your head. I don't think any thought in your head at that moment is going to be, is this person supposed to die right now? I don't think that. I just don't think that that's not a response as you as a human being is going to have. Your response is going to be, how can I help this person?
Everything that I maybe back in the past, and the former now, possibly, but now going from with everything that I know and everything that I've experienced and everything that I've gone through, it's who's to say that that person didn't cause themselves to choke or whatever the reason they need CPR, because that's the only life-saving skills that I may have besides calling 911 or something like that, you know what I mean? Which I've done back in the day. I've called 911 to help somebody and stuff. That they weren't dying, they just had broken legs and stuff like that or whatever. But they, you know, they were hurt, they're in pain, so I'm going to go and do that or whatever. I'm going to go and try and help that person that's out in pain or whatever. I don't think they were going to die from those injuries or whatever and stuff, but that wasn't, you know what I mean? So, but nowadays, it's like, I'd be like, there's things and these are questions that come up and you have to think about that and everything.
I've intervened on people who have been shot, all kinds of things. I saw a dude fucking OD on heroin in front of me and stuff, and then the cop came. I was helping, and other cops came. They did the CPR, but I was helping. I know that I'm not going to, even I'm looking at this dude who's fucking clearly, he's just fucking doped himself up on heroin. I'm not judging. I don't even care in that moment. If I can help assist that person, I'm going to do it. I'm not thinking about, you know, does this person want to die? Did this, you know, it's even if someone, because someone's talking about suicide, you know, if I can assist somebody in talking to them, if it's meant to happen, they're going to do what they want to do. There's nothing I can do
so, I mean,
to
that's
help
what
them.
It comes down. Are we ever going to come to a conclusion on this? Perfect solution or everything that's going to please everybody and everything? There's no way we can, because we're our own selves and stuff. That's what I mean. Like, how do we draw a line? How do we do that for everybody so everybody is happy?
I'd like to just ride off into the sunset. Well, not on a steed. And my Tesla, because I don't want to ride off on a horse into the sunset and just go die like a, you know, an old dog.
So I mean, like, if I was choking right now or whatever and stuff, and I can't, I don't have anything on the top of my forehead to say don't fucking stop me from choking or whatever. Everybody would have to have something on top of their forehead and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like one of those situations. Yeah, as in human nature and stuff, we want to help everybody and any way that we possibly can and stuff. But at what point is it? You know what I mean? Because if we help everybody and we save everybody, then you know what I mean?
Well, you can't.
You look at it. There's a whole cycle of everything and everything. Obviously, because we can't save everybody. So then it comes to the like, well, you saved him, but why didn't you save him? And why didn't you save him? Because there's times all the time when they're like, well, we can't save you because fucked up reasons and shit. But then there's other times they're like, yeah, sure, we're gonna save you. You know what I mean? So it's like, and this is stuff that's happening all the time. And it's like, why do they have the right to do this and to do that and to do this and to do that? And yeah, I love it that people are saved and stuff, obviously, and whatever and stuff. It's just an issue that's you know, I mean, I think it's a big issue than a lot of the other fucking stupid issues that people are worried about out there and everything like that. You know what I mean? Because life and death is a big, huge thing. Yeah, we want to live, but death is also a huge part of life.
Yep.
That's, you know what I mean? That's the journey. So, you know, and a lot of, yeah, it's one of those things. It's just, you know.
Ride the motherfucker till the wheel fall off? Oh. I'm just, yeah, well. They saved me. I'm here. I'm cool with it. I got no problem.
But the last blunt has been smoked for this week. End the show a little earlier.
Yes, folks.
We'll be back next week, and maybe we'll have a guest down here in the next now.
Yes, and a guest on the show.
And we'll have a guest on the show.
Okay.
Neil should hopefully be joining us next week.
Hopefully there will be no reason for him not to. So, folks, until next week, tell a friend, be a friend. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Night.
Wake up, nice.